And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition of the OSC King of the Hill weekly number 193. Oh my god, that's a lot of weeks. That's a lot of King of the Hills. I'm of course SI VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to your weekly dose of OSC King of the Hill content. This is a unique format, one that is near and dear to our hearts here. Welcome to a best of one. Winner takes it all. Well, I guess winner stays on. Best of one King of the Hill style format. We have 15 players. 15 players are lining up, and one by one they will rise or they will fall. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Representing Offside Esports, it is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is Rebellion. Here we go. We have our PvP ahead of us here, and again, it has been quite some time. Shout out to Wardy and Steadfast who have been covering the OSC King of the Hill. We are able to jump in here towards the end though, as again, it's going to be quite a busy weekend for us. We have not just our regular events, but we have Home Story Cup. Home Story Cup is right around the corner over the weekend. We'll be a part of that as well. As always, last time we were the official B stream. We were covering a lot of the other matches during the group stage. Likewise, we have confirmation we will be doing the same this weekend as well with Home Story Cup. So a lot of StarCraft to come. But already, welcome to a new map pool. Welcome one and all. Oh my god, as we are already setting up a pylon in the center of the map. But of course, the patch is now live. The new patch, I should emphasize, is now live on the servers. No longer do we have to play on the PTR. Not just that, but a new map pool as well. A new old map pool. We have the new maps like Whispers of Gold, like Amygdala, and many others, but we also have some older maps from years gone by. Maps like Abyssal Reef, King's Cove, as well as Neon Violet Square. God, I had to think about it for a moment. Aye. But here we go. Also, before I get ahead of myself, predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets. Get your gamba going in the chat. As you can place your bets on who you think will take the series in this best of one. I should also fix that in the chat, actually. I think it says best of three. Ooh, hold on. I'll fix that. As I quickly do get that going. Bam. Beautiful. Best of one. For the time being, we do have Rebellion just setting up here at his natural base, getting his expansion going. Meanwhile, Krystianer across the map, 2 gate opener into what? Into a proxy robo. One base all in. One base all in here by Krystianer is moving out with those sword eps, looking to threaten the shade in towards the natural base, and he will keep on going. With the help of that War Prism, we can actually dive into the main. He can bypass the front door. So far, so good. Rebellion, he is keeping up. He does fully wall off here on the high ground. He has his army slowly building up here on top of that ramp, but again, because of this prism, we can bypass that ramp. We can dive into the main. We can wreak havoc in the mineral line, and maybe find more damage than that, because we are continuing with Immortal production. Again, completely all in here from Krystianer. What a way to kick things off. What a way. Meanwhile, Hallucination Scout will confirm. It does confirm the proxy robo. I mean, Rebellion looks like he was already aware. Drop into the main. Rebellion, nothing quite in position though. He's ready to national, but the main base is exposed. And probes are going to be going down. Your forward F's more than enough to one-shot a worker. Probes are going down. They could even try to dive on the sentry, actually shading down to the low ground instead. Finding more damage. Killing more probes. Not bad. 5 probe kills. But that is a second shield battery on the way. And I mean, the longer this goes on, the more secure Rebellion is going to be. As he shades back into... Not quite. Almost shades back into the main. Saves all the adepts. Behind this, Immortal production well underway. There's 1, soon to be 2 more Immortals. 2 gates behind this as well. Sorry, 3 gates behind this can reinforce and warping 3 units at a time. Krystianer, can he break that natural? It's not going to be easy. Not against 2 shield batteries. Oh! Nice force shield, but the Prism is here to help juggle. The Immortal is locked down, but there we go. Does add a couple of shots in. Another unit's going down. Nice control here by Krystianer. Oh! Another force field. The first Immortal does get in, though. And does bust in. Once again, good juggling, locking down the Stalkers. The Immortals, they get brought over the wall. I mean, this War Prism means that the force fields, they do nothing. They almost do nothing. As he's pushing through, diving on top of that final Immortal. One Immortal does not go down. So far, Krystianer is breaking through. Yeah, he's getting himself the Immortal. There's one Immortal left. It's going to be focused down, and Krystianer, he shuts down every single unit here on the low ground. The hallucination does nothing. Hallucination doesn't really add much here. Again, Krystianer, he did notice that GG gets called. Krystianer, he breaks the natural, and he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Krystianer, he is the reigning king of the hill, and he will maintain that status as he takes down Rebellion 1-0. GG, well played. As a reminder, this is a best of 1. So, just like that, Krystianer, he takes down Rebellion. He is still the king of the hill, and now we do need to determine our next contender. Our next challenger here. Rebellion will bow out, and up rises a new challenger. Again, just to go over the format, I know we just dove right into game 1, but we have 15 players, 15 best of 1s here tonight. Winner stays on and will accumulate wins and ideally accumulate a prize pool as well. Of course, you do earn money based on every single win. Meanwhile, your opponents will try to stop that. We'll try to end that win streak and start their own as well. Every now and then we do have these weeks where we have a dominant player where they just go ham and take, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even sometimes all 15 wins in a row, and they just have a dominant showing. Other times we have more of a back and forth, and we only ever get a win streak of 1, 2 games at most before the mantle is handed off to another player. So we'll see. We'll see which week we have this time, or which kind of, which formats, which kind of play we see in this OSC King of the Hill. We'll see. For now, though, Krystianer does start off with a 1-0, or with a win. Oh my God! Meanwhile, we have a contender rising up here, and that's quite a name that I haven't seen in this tournament in quite some time. Is it a PvZ? No shot. No shot. A player that I haven't seen in an OSC event in quite some time here. I think it's a Korean Zerg player. Oh my God. We'll get confirmation. Yeah, we do. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we have confirmation. Okay, it is going to be a PvZ between Krystianer and Solar. Oh my God. Let's go. It's been a while. It has been a while here. Krystianer and Solar. Oh my God, Solar, of course, he has competed in these events in the past. Don't get me wrong, he has competed in OSC events, but it's been a while since I've seen him in an OSC King of the Hill. I'd have to look back to recognize the last weekly he was in, but yeah, it's been a while. It's crazy. GG. Let's go. We go as we are jumping into our next game, into our next series here. Beautiful. And we even had our veto as well. For those that are curious, the way this format works is the current King of the Hill gets 1 map veto, just the 1, and then the opposing player, the challenger, is able to pick from there. And for the first time here tonight, we are loading into King's Cove. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is the current King of the Hill, Krystianer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing his new team, Team Falcons. It is Solar. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Best of luck in the chat. As predictions are open. And I'll be honest, it's been a very long time since I've seen these two players face off. A very, very long time. So I'm curious how they compare, especially in a best of one format. Remember, best of one, anything can and will happen. We've seen a lot of quick games, a lot of cheese, a lot of aggression here on this map in the past. We'll see if we embrace that once again here. For the time being, though, we do see Krystianer setting up here back at home, going for a gateway or a gate expand setup. Meanwhile, across the map, we do have Solar going for a hatch first. So far, so good. Hatch first. Also, I should double check the map pool that we have available for the OSC Weekly. Okay, we're good. Just making sure. And the way that the OSC events work as well, by the way, is that we do feature an extended map pool. We have most of the typical ladder maps, as you would expect, but some additional maps on top of that as well. We have a 2000 Atmospheres, Cosmic Sapphire, Eternal Empire as well. Some maps from many, many years gone by. Great to see them once again, and we may feature them here in OSC King of the Hill. So bear that in mind as well. We do have access to some of those older maps. Until then, again, so far, just hatch gas full, standard open out of Solar. Likewise, gate expand here from Krystianer is settling in. Is it going to be settling in? Initially going for the Adept, going for a tech of choice. Going to be a Stargate in the main. And Krystianer, as it looks like so far, we're entering a standard game state here, heading in towards the mid-game. Krystianer is very fond of going into these more Immortal Archon-based compositions. It is his go-to. I mean, again, that's how he became the Prince of Poland. That's how he brought down a laser in the House Galactic battle, was with this more robust, bit of a slower style, just building up to a massive amount of Archons and Immortals and snowballing across the map. But now we are on the new patch. We're on the new patch. The Immortal has since been changed, or I should say has since been nerfed in the new patch. So going for that heavy Immortal Archon style isn't going to be as effective as it once was. Despite saying that though, even though it might not be as effective, it may still work nonetheless. It's possible that build is still very much so viable, and you can still go for that kind of composition, even if your opponent does rush into something like Lurkers. But we'll see. We shall see. So now the Adepts, they get across the map. 2 Adepts, they can one-shot Workers. They get eyes on the 3rd, and they head in towards that natural. So far, we do have a Solar keeping up. Does pull away, shade into the main. Getting 1, getting up to 2 Workers. 2 Workers go down, not bad. 2 Workers do full, 3 in total. Oracle moves out across the map. Does move out towards that natural. So far, the Queens are keeping up. Yeah, 2 Queens here at the natural base. So far, getting to 3 drone kills. Oracle does escape. Once again, not bad here from Krystianer. Getting 6 worker kills in total. And behind this is taking up into a Robo, into a Twilight Council. I don't see a Forge. Oh, I don't see a Forge, and I don't see a 3rd base. Solar, he checks. He scouts, he confirms there is no expansion. And Krystianer is staying on 2 bases that much longer. This is looking to be the setup for a 2-base all-in. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I do recall Krystianer does have a build, as he gets across the map, gets another 2 drones. But I recall that he has a build where he goes Twilight Council into a faster Templar Archives into a delayed 3rd base. You're going for a faster Archon production into an Archon drop. Yep, there it is. Templar Archives into a Warp Prism. This is going to be an Archon drop opener into a 3rd base. So this looks very committed and very aggressive. And ideally, Krystianer, he wants Solar to overreact, but this is a delayed macro build. It goes into a bit of a later expansion, but again, fixates and prioritizes Archon production. So this is the Krystianer special plan. Let's go. Let us go. The Stalker does poke in. Ooh, Stalker going to be going down. Nice pick off here by Solar. Under the wall! The wall is wide open. 1 probe goes down. And Lings, they get a full scout of the main. They should get a full scout of the main. Never mind. They actually get cleaned up here at the natural instead. Distracted by the mineral line. And Lings will fall, checking the vision here of Solar. He does not check the main. He's unaware as to what's going on. Is in the dark. But he's droning. Droning up, saturating the bases, taking his gases. Back at home, we do have our Roach Warren finishing up, so he does have access to Roach production. It is getting into his Roach tech. Likewise. Double Archon drop here towards the third. Up. Going for the Queens. Queens are zoned away. Zealots, they warp in towards the mineral line, but the mineral line's empty. Drones, they got sent away. Charge is not done, bear that in mind, but Krystianer, he's catching the Queens. He gets one. One Queen goes down. Devastation into the mineral line. The second Queen goes down as well. Very nice damage. Can he get a third? He gets a third Queen. Oh my god. I mean, Krystianer finding a lot of damage early on here, just catching Solo with his pants down. Getting a fourth Queen as well. He gets four. He wants the final Queen. And he gets it. 5 Queen kills, 1 Archon falls. So a bit of an overextension here from Krystianer. A little bit late to pick up, but regardless, does get the Queens. 5 Queens, 18 Lings, a Roach. Very nice value so far. At the same time, he does hit the third, denying any kind of mining. And behind this, Krystianer looking quite comfortable. Very comfortable. Up. Gets a drone. And he attempts to get another, but last, the Spore does finish up in time. Krystianer pulls away. And back at home, remember, he's building up that Charged Archon Immortal composition. That's a lot of Immortals already here for Krystianer, and he's going to have even more. Like, this is the more, like, oppressive style here, which can really snowball out of control. As I was mentioning earlier, it is very Immortal Archon heavy. This is also why, if you recall, I did mention how this style was specifically nerfed in the new patch, as the Immortal's attack rate has been reduced. So now it attacks slower than before, I think by 10% if I remember correctly, so the attack rate is much lower here. Oh, the Oracle does get picked off, as Krystianer did leave it unattended. But it looks like despite the nerf to the Immortal, that is not deterring Krystianer. He's still committed. And again, we'll see if it still packs the punch. I mean, again, a 10% speed decrease. I mean, that is something, but is it enough? I don't know. Let's see, here we go. Krystianer is going to be pushing. Meanwhile, at the same time, we do see Solar responding with Swarm Host. Bold move. He does spot the move out. I mean, Swarm Hosts, they're not going to be ideal defensively, but they are going to buy some time. As more Archons are morphing in, Charge also reinforce as well. Solar is aware. And we'll see if Solar can pull off a defense here. He's amassing up 10 Swarm Hosts. A Locust Wave, that will help. As he's amassing up more Roaches. I believe Krystianer, he has not seen the tech. He does not know the Swarm Hosts are coming. Doesn't know. And still amassing up more models behind this to reinforce. Getting a 4th base. Pushing forward. The Biles up. And then quite connects. Locust Wave gets revealed. And he kites back. Does kite back. 1 Archon goes down. And Krystianer, can he get to the fight? Yeah, he will. He dives on in, catches out more of the Roaches. Yeah, he ignores the 4th base. He's going for the kill. He's going for the throat. And Solar, he's in trouble. He is in trouble. Nidus Worm tanks a couple of shots. Roach is getting caught out behind this. And it does look like, yeah, the boys are being pulled. Solar, he's in trouble, and he may just be overwhelmed. The final Archon goes down. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he takes down Solar 1-0. And he is still our King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played, Krystianer. He still got up at mate. You might nerf the Immortal. It's not going to stop him. It's not going to stop Krystianer from massing Immortal, going into his Immortal Archon composition, going for his push. But again, it's so important here that he was able to catch Solar off guard, catch him with his pants down with the initial Archon drop. Remember, it was 2 Archons and a handful of Zealots slow lots, and it was just at such an awkward early time that Solar was not ready for it. I mean, there's no reason to be. And he was caught out. He lost 5 Queens in the process, lost Lings, lost Roaches, did force a reaction, and alas, snowballed from there. On top of that, the Swarm Host transition from Solar, it makes sense in a longer game. Ideally, use those Swarm Hosts to harass across the map, to pick off workers, to pick off bases, to try to catch up in a longer game. But defensively, they're not ideal, just because they're dead supply. Once you use the first Locust Wave, I mean, there's nothing else there. 1 Locust Wave is all that Solar had with them before Krystianer just went for the kill. So again, like, defensively, it can really hurt you more than anything. GG, well played. With that, Krystianer does take down a heavy hitter. I mean, Solar, he was destined to have a deep run here into, I mean, take everyone down. But last, Krystianer, he is no slouch. He is Krystianer, of course. The sparkling Tuna Cup champion. And with that, if Solar can't stop him, can anyone stop him? We're here to find out. Up next, we have our next challenger. It is going to be a PvT between Krystianer and HonMonO. Let us go. Let us go as HonMonO, he has arrived. Just trying to make sure I'm aware of the server. One moment. So we are jumping in. We are going to be jumping into Krystianer versus HonMonO. Beautiful. Here we go. It's going to be on Ley Lines. Okay. Ley Lines going to be an interesting one. A bit of a smaller map compared to King's Cove, of course. It's going to be a bit of a smaller map, and here we go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the red Protoss player, the red Polish Protoss, representing Offside Esports, now with a bit of a win streak under his belt. Let's go. I mean, hey, he just overcame Solar. Can anyone stop him? We're here to find out. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And if you're in the chat, best of luck predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. As a reminder, it is a best of one. This could go either way, but again, Krystianer, he's been popping off. He just took down Solar. He's crazy. He's on fire. At the same time, HonMonO is an animal, and he's setting up for a proxy Rax, and I'm leaning towards a proxy Marauder build. HonMonO, he's very fond of proxy Marauders, and he may be looking to embrace them once again here on Ley Lines. Here we go. As we're getting into our 2 racks. Meanwhile, back at home, Krystianer, he's just settling in. Engage, Cyber Expand. Now, Krystianer, he's a very active player in the online tournament scene. So even though HonMonO is known, or I should say, even though HonMonO is hyper aggressive, he has a reputation. You know, everyone knows how aggressive and how much of an animal HonMonO is. So Krystianer, he, I'm sure, is wise to that. Just because, though, we are aware of how HonMonO plays. I mean, he has many builds. He has 1 base all-ins, he has 2 base all-ins. But Krystianer, he scouts, he confirms, and he gets eyes on the proxy Marauder. He's aware. So Krystianer, he is fully aware of what's going on. Behind this, protoing out that first Stalker, setting up a shield battery on the low ground as well. So far, good response. Good response by Krystianer. Cranking out those Stalkers. Meanwhile, HonMonO working towards Concussive Shell. I'm actually not certain if HonMonO knows he got scattered. I think he is aware. I think the Rax is already done at that point. So he knows. Or he knows that Krystianer knows. The boys are being pulled, a handful of them. They're here to tank, they're here to throw down bunkers if need be. And HonMonO, he is going to commit. Behind this is going to be 2 shield batteries, all powered by 1 pylon. So far, Immortal's getting targeted down. Oh, doesn't quite get them. Gatito, almost. It chips away those 2 Marauders. They take a lot of hits, a lot of damage. 1 SCV goes down. Krystianer chasing them very far away from his natural. Has to be very careful here. Does pull back. Remember, Marauders have concussive shell, so they can lock down a Stalker. But the Marauders, they're very low. One of them is 1 shot away from going down. And more boys are being pulled. HonMonO, he's completely all in. The boys are being pulled. And he's going to have how many? 4 Marauders, soon to be 5. That's a lot of Marauders. We see Krystianer pulling back for a moment. HonMonO, he's going to be committing. The army is revealed. Pylon is under fire. And Krystianer, he's going to have to... Ooh, I was gonna say pull his own boys. He does have a force field. And he knows he can give up the natural. He can't just give up the natural base. Up, gets him rotor. Nice pick up. Gets him rotor. HonMonO, he pulls back. Marine goes down. But because HonMonO pulls back home, that means he intends to macro out of this. He intends to macro, and that means that Krystianer, he has to save his expansion. Does need to save his natural, but I don't think he can. It's going to be close. There's Guardian Shield. Going for the Marauders. He gets one. One of the Stalkers, they get stuck behind. But now with 5 Stalkers, I think that should be enough. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. They have to be. Down to 4 Stalkers. Oh, does get the other Immortal. Sorry, the other Marauder. Now there's 1 Marauder left. It gets started down. Krystianer holds. Whew. Krystianer, he holds on. He will lose 3 probes in the process, but he saves the expansion. That's what's important. Rack's floating over, and HonMonO, he's transitioning back at home. But last, Krystianer, he is still on a better economy. He's on 2 bases, 29 probes. Twilight counts behind this, and he moves out. Does move out across the map. Krystianer is miles ahead. Remember, for a long time there, HonMonO, he was barely mining from even 1 base. Barely mining, trying to wall up. Krystianer poking in. Ooh, delays at the starports. Cyclone's on the way, but the Demo's going to go down. There's no repair. It's too late. Yeah, late reaction there by HonMonO. GG gets called, and Krystianer, he shuts HonMonO down, shuts down the proxy, denies the all-in, and Krystianer takes another win. Oh my god. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer, again, he's on fire, papi. Oh my god. Takes down another. He's taking down Solar, he's taking down HonMonO, taking down Rebellion. Krystianer, the Korean Slayer, papi. Oh my god. He's taking down Zerg players, he's taking down Terran players. But who's up next? Who is up next here? As we get ready for our next series. Do we have a Protoss? No, sorry. Do we have a... It's one of each race. My apologies. Yeah. Terran, Protoss, and Zerg. Ay, ay, ay. Who can we send at Krystianer? Oh. Okay, looks like we have confirmation. We are heading over to the European region. Alright, clearly Korean opponents are not working. They're not working against Krystianer. What about European opponents? As we're getting ready for our next series, it's going to be a PvP. And it's going to be a PvP between Krystianer and ForJumy. Let's go. Let us go. So I very quickly try to set up the players. Beautiful. I'm assuming PvP. Hold up. Oh no. Okay. Okay, we're settling in. Now, I'm not fully aware what I'm walking into, because the last time I casted ForJumy versus Krystianer, it was a ZVP, and ForJumy did off race as Zerg. That did occur last time. But I'm being told that it should be a Protoss versus Protoss. Should be PvP. It should be. We'll see. Okay, we're good. Oh, as our map of choice is going to be a much larger map, we're going to be loading into Frostline. Okay. Frostline is coming up next. Also, Shiema in the chat. Shiema, good to see you. Just catching up. Just catching up. I see Cyclones in the chat. I see Kuro. Soundo as well. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you. I saw Demi as well. I'm sure a sign of things to come. I'm sure Demi will be stepping into the ring at some point. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Frostline. We have our German Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is our new challenger, ForJumy. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the current king of the hill, the red Polish Protoss player for representing Streamer Zone. It is Krystianer. We go. PvP is upon us. And I do feel like if anyone is to bring down Krystianer, it is going to be a Protoss player. And we have seen many of these trade in the past. Players like ForJumy, players like Gerald, the many other Polish Protoss players, of course. They can all rise to the challenge. And we'll see if we commit to another all-in. As a reminder, Krystianer did go for a one-base all-in against Rebellion, but now we are on a much, much larger map. Again, Frostline is the largest map when it comes to the new added maps to the map pool, not including the older maps like King's Cove or Abyssal Reef. Not including the older maps is quite large. And ForJumy, he does skirt around the edge, is going for a proxy pylon. But it looks to be a fake proxy here, so it's just designed to try to catch Krystianer with his panel. I should say, try to force an overreaction. Trying to scare Krystianer here as he does dip in, and Krystianer will confirm the pylon is missing. Pylon is nowhere to be found. Krystianer, he does catch 2 probes, not bad. Aye, this is the little trick you can do here in this matchup, and that is, you can see these 2 workers. 2 workers that are trapped on the other side of the pylon, and 2 probes are looked away from any kind of mining, any kind of saturation. We do have 1 extra worker as well, also DPSing down the pylon, so a little mining time here for Jimmy. In a mirror matchup, I mean, this is pretty impactful. So, nice catch there from Krystianer. Very quick moves. Very quick. As behind this is going to be expanding, going for his sentry-based opener into a hallucination scout. Did call ForJumy's bluff. The pylon is killed, and finally the probes that get looked out, or they get let out. They're free. Free to get back to work. Smoke. But he can settle back in, and now should expand. So we're calming things down. ForJumy, he does move out with his first 2 stalkers, and he can try to apply some pressure here at the natural base, though. We have sentries, stalkers, force fields, a shield battery's on the way. Shield battery is going to be targeted down, though. Is going to be targeted. And forced to cancel. And you can see that Krystianer, he is paranoid about a proxy Stargates. Okay, so, I mean, the fake proxy pylon is paying off. The pylon is going to go down. Oh my god, 1 more shot. 1 shot away, Krystianer, he does defend. But again, the reason why Krystianer, he was so tentative, and why, I mean, you can even see here, he does rally back towards his natural base. He was convinced there was an oracle on the way. He was convinced. Alas, we see there was none. Twilight Council gets thrown down. ForJumy taking into a Twilight Council into Blink. And we're building up. Now, at least Krystianer, he didn't lose the pylon, but again, he could have had a cleaner defense here earlier on. As hallucinations are sent out, and we will scout each other. Hallucination towards the main, likewise from Krystianer as well. With this, both players are going to be aware of their techs. Krystianer also taking into a Twilight Council, into Blink, safety robo for detection. Likewise, Hallucination gets eyes on the researching Twilight Council as well. So Krystianer, he knows that he is behind when it comes to Blink, and of course is aware of the saturation of the natural. As both players are gearing up towards the mid-game. Oh my god, that is a gateway explosion. It's an all-in. Okay, ForJumy, he is committing. Basically, instead of throwing down all these gateways, ForJumy, he could have taken a third. He could have gone for a much faster third base. He chose not to. He's getting up to how many gateways exactly? It's going to be, what, 4 gates back at home? No, sorry, 5 gates back at home and 1 proxy. So 2 base, 6 gate all in. That's a lot of gateways. That's a lot of Blink Stalkers. And again, remember, because the faster Twilight Council, there's a window in time here where ForJumy has Blink and Krystianer does not. I'm a little bit surprised he even threw the Nexus down as he is committing. ForJumy is going to be moving out across the map. It did throw down and then cancel his third base. I'm curious if he... Okay, he's reinforcing. Okay. So a little bit of indecision there from ForJumy, but there we go. He does reinforce and he commits. He is committing here, and that's a lot of Stalkers. Looking at the units tab here, it's going to be 15 Stalkers to 10. Krystianer, he does move out to try to get some scanning information, does spot the army. But can he stop it? As ForJumy, he commits. Up. Dives on the army. Force fields in. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. Krystianer is getting caught with his pants down. Yeah, he's not ready for this. Not ready whatsoever. He was expanding. He was taking a third base, investing elsewhere. Boys are being pulled, but so many Stalkers have already gone down. And ForJumy looks like he is doing it. Krystianer, he had a very strong start in this tournament, taking down Solar role players. But ForJumy, he's here to strip that title away. He's here for that crown, Bobby. The boys are being pulled. 23 probes go down. And there's just not enough Stalkers. There's just not enough left over. The natural base has been broken. And ForJumy can just keep pushing from here. And I see, it looks like Krystianer, he did have the hallucination. So it was a fake third base basically earlier from ForJumy. Designed to fake out to Krystianer specifically. Then just cancelled, committed to the all-in. The Immortal has arrived, but there's still just so many Stalkers here. The base is so low. Up, dives in. Yeah, catches the Immortal as well. Immortal goes down. Down goes the pylon. Shield batteries depowered. That's a kill on the natural. And technically, ForJumy doesn't have to push into the main. He's already done enough damage, but he's going for it. He's going for the kill. Forcing himself up the ramp. GG gets called, and ForJumy will take game, or will take down his opponent, and is now our new King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played ForJumy. He is our now new Kingslayer here. Krystianer, he popped off. He got a lot of wins under his belt. A lot of big wins as well that I'm sure ForJumy is thankful. I'm sure he's like, oh, thank you for beating Solar for me. Thank you. I don't have to do it myself, thank God. And with that, ForJumy, he will take that crown. He will find himself here on top of that hill as the king. GG. GG, well played. ForJumy pops off in the PvP again. Goes for a fake third base, but again, it was a fake out. It was a 6-gate, 2-base all-in, and Krystianer, he, alas, did fall for it. He believed he was getting ready for a longer game state. He had no idea of the all-in coming his way. As a result, just didn't really have an army to work with, or as large of an army to work with. He was down 5 Stalkers compared to ForJumy. Down 5 Stalkers. With that, GG, well played. ForJumy, he will take the win. And the question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next? As I'm sure we have plenty of players ready to line up here. I do see some interesting players here in-game. And, oh, looks like we might have our next opponent. Oh my god, it's going to be another PvP. It's going to be another PvP here. As you can see, it's going to be a PvP between ForJumy and... Oh! ForJumy and another Protoss player. Another Polish Protoss player. Not Krystianer, not Gerald. Instead, it is going to be MaNa. Let's go. MaNa is up next. Do they... As a reminder, it is Challenger map pick. It is Challenger pick, and it might be possible here that MaNa hasn't laddered yet? Question mark? I'm curious. Yeah, he accidentally made the lobby on Alcyone. Alcyone is no longer in the map pool. So I don't know if MaNa has laddered too much here in the past couple of days, but here we go. Up next is going to be Amygdala. Let's go. This is going to be one of the newer maps in the map pool, of course. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Team Liquid, here to avenge his fallen countrymen. We'll see if he can. It is MaNa. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, the blue Protoss, the current king of the hill for Streamer Zone. It is ForJumy. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat as we are settling it. Go. As we do have MaNa moving out across the map. Again, this is a much smaller map of the map pool. Likewise, has a unique feature regarding these giant creep tumors that are slowly dying over time. They do naturally expire at the 8-minute mark, or actually 7:57 around that time is what we did notice last time. What we did take note of. But we do see MaNa, he's being a little bit cheeky here. Okay, just checks the gold. For a moment, I thought proxy pylon. No. It's all good. Second pylon gets placed here back at home. Meanwhile, ForJumy hiding his own. Okay. ForJumy going for a fake proxy pylon. Meanwhile, MaNa, he does dip in. Does dip into the main. Gets a full scout. Does confirm that the pylon is nowhere to be found. Not yet. Now, we saw this last game, of course, against Krystianer, where ForJumy did hide his second pylon. Did hide it. And I'm curious if MaNa was even watching that game. I mean, if so, then he would be aware. Does scout, does confirm. Up! No shot. Barely not. Oh my god, he's so close. MaNa was so close that barely does not confirm the placement of the pylon. He's still on the hunt, still looking for the real or fake proxy. And you can see MaNa even fanning out his stalkers. He's looking for the proxy. A proxy that doesn't exist. MaNa even responds with his own robo. He's convinced. Now with this robo follow-up, this means that he's ready for a one-way all-in. He's ready to defend. Throws out his own gateway. And now this defense will soon turn into an offense. That's the power here of a robo opener. Is it doesn't just keep you safe against an all-in. It can turn into an all-in itself. As ForJumy pokes in, confirms there is no expansion. Ooh, it gets caught out though. Yeah, massive pickoff. One stalker does fall. That's a big loss here for ForJumy. In a mirror matchup. Back at home, shield batteries are on the way. Going for his own defensive robo. And MaNa is going to have to commit. Yeah, Prism's on the way. Going to be sending it across the map. Stalker does race back home. But MaNa, he does have that Stalker advantage. Going for the sentry. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Again, the force fields are available. Shield battery's done in time. So far, good force fields. Looking down the army. He's trying to. He gets one. Trades 1 for 1. ForJumy trying to push forward, but he's getting caught out. Yeah, here come the reinforcements. Ooh, a 2-for-1 trade. Not bad here, ForJumy. But still down in stalkers. At last has a second shield battery. He's holding. He is holding on. Meanwhile, more stalkers on the way. War Prism as well to reinforce. Jesus. 9 stalkers for MaNa. That's a lot of stalkers. Just some hallucinated stalkers here to soak some shots. Immortal has arrived just in time. Yeah, the Immortal is here. ForJumy, he does shuffle around his stalkers. MaNa's going to be committing. He'll have his own force field. Dropping towards the main. He's crazy. Okay. Headed towards the main. Can he force field the ramp? It's going to be close. Up. Up. He can. Yeah, it does force field in time. We'll shuffle over. I should say we'll juggle over here. Stalkers, they ferry into the main base. ForJumy, does he have a recall? Not quite. No recall. The Immortal is stuck. Stalkers are going down, and MaNa, he outpositions ForJumy. Brutal force field. Locks down one of the Immortals. Massive pickup. Immortal goes down, and finally ForJumy breaks in, but it may just be too late. Too little too late. Another force field locks down the Immortal once again. Gets both. The boys are being pulled. Oh. ForJumy, he's holding. He is holding on. Forcing out the prism. Oh, the prism! Oh, one more volley. Barely survives. Barely. The prism lives. ForJumy, he's still up in workers. Still has a better economy, but he's down to 2 stalkers. He barely has an army left. Does have an immortal, though. Once again, diving into the main. Oh my god, one more shot. One more shot is all that ForJumy needs. MaNa, he's expanding back at home. Boys are being pulled. Prism goes down. Warping is denied. Not bad. But the immortal's going to be targeted, and it may just be too late anyway. This is still critical damage. Sniping probes. Denying the economy. Bearing in mind that, again, MaNa is expanding. Gets the Zealots. The Stalker. Immortal pops out. MaNa still trading so well here. Diving on the immortal. No shot. He gets it. Oh, shield battery. Shield battery comes into play. ForJumy holds. Jimmy is holding. Oh no! That spoke too soon. The immortal still goes down anyway. He's down to 1 zealot. 1 zealot left. But ForJumy, he's up to 33 probes. Still no 2 base economy. Losing another stalker. Sorry, another probe from that stalker. And as it settles, where exactly are we? Okay, so MaNa, he's down 4 probes. He's down 4 probes. Still rallying across the map. Attempting to stabilize. ForJumy taking a 3rd. Still up in economy. But ForJumy, he's going to be down in immortal. MaNa poking in. Let's poke in. Oh! Gets a couple of volleys off. Doesn't quite break the natural, though. Setting up his own pylon. And MaNa, he's committed. Gonna be able to reinforce. War prison's on the way. Does he go for proxy shield batteries? Does he? Let's go. As MaNa does threaten a dive. Throwing down the let's go proxy shield battery. Not going to be as effective here as ForJumy setup, of course, but is going to be available nonetheless. Getting up to 2 immortals. Again, MaNa does have the immortal lead, the immortal advantage. Does have that advantage. Yeah, he's going to commit. Does try to commit here into the natural. Catching up the immortal. Yeah, the immortal is caught. Immortal goes down. Nice juggling here by MaNa. Likewise, more force fields. Trying to break through. No, so it looks like MaNa, he might just have enough. I mean, that second immortal adds just so much more DPS. And again, the micro potential as well does save the immortals, falls back. But the longer this goes on, the better it is for MaNa. And he still has 2 more shield batteries. Boys are being pulled. Defender's advantage going for the prism. Up. Prism under fire. And 1 more shot. What about he gets it? Prism goes down. Prism does fall just barely. And ForJumy holds. Whew. ForJumy holds on. MaNa still maintains his immortals. Still maintaining himself. Behind this, getting a 3rd. Getting a 3rd base saturated. I mean, ForJumy already has his own. Still has to saturate, of course, but does have it. And the game will progress. Okay, strap yourselves in. We're getting into a longer game state. Let's go. Sorry, a little bit distracted, but we're good. We are good to go. Okay, so from here we are going to be settling in. I do still give the edge to ForJumy in a sense. I mean, I say that MaNa does have the better economy, does take the gases. MaNa, he's on the 6-gat setup. Can of course reinforce with more Stalkers, Immortals, getting into charge of Archon production. A bit of a better tech choice or better transition here from MaNa. Does have the economy to sustain it. ForJumy, less so. ForJumy looks like he's going for something more committed, going into Glaive Adepts instead. So Immortal Glaive Adepts. ForJumy is soon to move out. He's not really set up for a longer game state. Not really set up for that. Immortals aid the natural. Getting 2 probes. Getting a Stalker. Zealots do hit the third, but last ForJumy is in position. He's ready for it. We'll shut them down. Nice tune up here from Jimmy. Immortals still wreaking havoc, forced to recall, Prism goes down. But the Immortals survive. The Immortals, they do survive, they do get recall back home just in time. Archons are amassing, and this is what I'm most concerned by here. ForJumy basically is all in. He's going for a 3-base all in here with Glaive Adepts. But pushing into Archons, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a 4 Archon setup here from MaNa. Adepts are warping in. Hallucinates the Archons. Let's go. And he does commit. Pushing into a concave. Fortunately looks down some of the army. One Immortal goes down, but there's 4 more Immortals behind this. So many Immortals. Oh my god. And MaNa, he collapses in. And his own real Archons, they just chew through the Gateway army. I say that. He's down to 2 Archons. Does focus on the Immortal here of ForJumy. Adepts, they shade past. They try to at least. That's still 4 Immortals. The Immortal count is just too damn high. Oh my god. The Adepts, they shade into the mineral lines. Probes are going down. There is some economic damage here. 10 probe kills. But what about the main army? That's what I'm concerned by. As MaNa, he's still got 4 Immortals. He still has an Archon. Building up Stalkers. Getting a 4th expansion. And ForJumy is being outscaled. He's just being outscaled. The Adepts, they get cleaned up. Not enough damage. MaNa still has a probe lead, which is crazy. Still up in workers. Still up in probes. As the Adept does get into the mineral line, does get a handful of extra workers. And MaNa just commits. He doesn't care. He just moves out. Moves out across the map. No care in the world. I mean, that's a lot of Adepts across the map. They will cripple the economy. But MaNa, he just commits. And what is there at home to defend? There's 1 Immortal. There's a couple of Adepts. Oh, 2nd Immortal. Getting caught out. Nice movement here from Jimmy. He pulls away. And we're going for the base raid. We're at least attempting to. Adepts are wreaking havoc. They get 13 probes across the map. Not bad. They have 13 workers. Main army gets spotted. ForJumy, he doesn't want to engage. He gets the hell out of here. At least tries to. Get out of here. And MaNa will chase down the Immortal at least. But so we can have it killing more probes. 19 workers going down. Meanwhile, the 3rd base falls for ForJumy. And MaNa, you can just keep committing. As he pushes in towards that natural. Adept shading over. MaNa still has a worker advantage, which is still crazy. ForJumy is looking for more mineral lines. Natural base is going to go down. ForJumy is going to be down to 1 base. Going to be knocked down to 1 expansion. The Archon breaks through the force field. And ForJumy, there's no running away from this. He can't escape. He can't escape the Immortals. Boys are being pulled. That does help. Oof. 1 Immortal goes down. The 2nd one as well. There's the recall back home. Oh, the Archon is getting low. That's a massive warping of Stalkers. And MaNa may just have to... Oh, defensive DT. Let's go. The DTs. ForJumy. He's down in supply. Down. He has half the supply, but he shuts his army down. The Dark Templar. Let's go. Oh, my God. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man. He's doing it. 1 Immortal left. He killed 3. Oh, my God. I didn't even notice the Dark Shrine. My apologies. Immortal goes down. There's one Immortal left. ForJumy is popping off. We have a cannon back at home to defend. Is getting cannons. ForJumy, he's holding. He's crazy. Still down to 1 base. Likewise, MaNa down to 1.5 base economy. There's a lot of chaos here across the map. Does he have a robo? No robo. The robo was sniped earlier. That's why he has the cannon. Has a cannon here at the natural. Robo's on the way. And ForJumy, with these DTs, he should be able to clean up at least this space on the right-hand side. The probes, they should escape. So MaNa, he maintains... Oh my god, he's recalling. He recalls over, but there's no detection here. So a wild fight out of MaNa. He does trade against the army, though. Does trade. Okay, Observer. Yeah, Observer comes in. Base goes down, but MaNa, he cleans up the Dark Templar. He has the Observer. But FC shade into the natural. ForJumy causing havoc, but now there's detection. Alas, that was the only thing keeping ForJumy alive, was the lack of detection. And now there is an Observer with the main army. MaNa, he's moving out across the map. It was a good effort by ForJumy. It was impressive the chaos that he was able to ensue, but alas, it's still not enough. Almost though, almost. GG gets called, and MaNa will take game number 1, will take down ForJumy, and be the new king of the hill. GG. Whew. What a game. Let's go. GG, well played. MaNa will take the series 1-0, will advance on, and my condolences to ForJumy, but I mean, solid performance nonetheless. Did it very well for himself, taking down Krystianer, and even here against MaNa had a very, very close game. GG. GG. GG, well played. With that, MaNa is going to be our new king of the hill, and the question becomes, who is he up against next? Who is his next challenger here? As we're getting ready for our 6th best of 1. We are getting ready. I do notice a couple of people in the chat. I do notice Shameless is lurking around. I see Gerald as well. I see Shameless. I see Gerald. I see NightPhoenix, Nicoract, and many others. I saw Mixu earlier. So there's a lot of potential contenders here, definitely. A lot of players. But who's it going to be? Who will step up? Here we go. As, oh my god. As the PvPs continue, papi. Okay, we have confirmation. We are actually burning through a lot of these Polish Protoss players quite quickly here. We have gone through Krystianer, we have MaNa, of course, and now we have up next, as you can see here, MaNa versus Gerald. Oh boy. The PvP is upon us in more ways than one. Protoss versus Protoss, Poland versus Poland. Let's go. We have the old guard against the newer generation. And we'll see who is able to take this one. I mean, again, this can go either way. I do rate a lot of these players quite similarly, especially in PvP. They can definitely take it against each other. So it is going to be a tough one to call. You can definitely argue that, again, MaNa, he has been a staple of the European region for a very, very long time, but I do feel like in the most recent years of StarCraft, players like Krystianer and Gerald have definitely been able to keep up, if not surpass MaNa when it comes to being the prominent Protoss player in Poland. But in saying so, it's still going to be quite close between them. MaNa, I would have said that more certainly like a year ago, but MaNa has been more active. He's been more active, you know, especially with the release the release of Stormgate, at least in its beta form. MaNa became a little more active streaming, making content, competing again, and it's great to see the rise of MaNa once again after a bit of a hiatus, or a bit of more of a step back from him in the last year. And yeah, as a result, this is not clear-cut. Not going to be clear-cut at all. Oh boy. As our players, they need a moment to set things up, to get things going. we go. Here we go. As we are getting things ready. It looks like our players, they need a moment. They do need a moment to get things going. More than happy to give them some time. I see the chat. I see you, NightPhoenix. I see you. I'm sure we'll see some NightPhoenix eventually in tonight's tournament. I'm sure. And we have a map of choice. It is going to be King's Cove. Okay. It's going to be King's Cove once again. Here we go. Here we go, we're getting into our 6th best of 1 of the night, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of King's Cove, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the other Polish Protoss player, the blue Polish Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. As a reminder, this is only a best of 1. So even though I would favor Gerald in a longer series here, or I mean they are quite competitive with each other, in a best of 1, anything can happen. Anything can and will happen between these players. So best of luck. Best of luck with those predictions. As we do embrace our PvP once again. Now, of course, there's still potential for more Polish Protoss players in the upcoming series, of course. We still have yet to embrace Art. Art is still out there. I think Bappy might still be a part of the OSC Elite Club, potentially. Rudson, Jamek. We'll get there. We'll get there. For the time being, though, Gerald does come in with a probe scout, does check the main. Likewise, MaNa back at home, going for a Gate Cybercore opener. Oh my god, okay, MaNa, he's crazy. MaNa going for something more economic. Gerald does confirm, and Gerald is in position to delay the expansion. He will pylon block. As we said, Lynn, a big shout to Ice down in the chat. Gracias, Papigas. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 23 months, almost 2 years of support. Thank you, Papi, thank you. Do appreciate the support. I stand always. It's good to see you, and we can always appreciate the support. I hope you enjoy the content, hope you enjoy the casting, hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you. As Gerald doesn't pylon block. Did not pylon block, and MaNa, he gets the expansion. Again, MaNa, I was gonna say doing his best max packs impression, not even. MaNa goes for a single gas opener into a faster Nexus. This is even greedier than Max Packs' normal build. So very greedy play here by MaNa. Gerald, he responds with his own Nexus. It is later than that of MaNa's, but not by too much here. As Gerald, he is looking to try to keep up economically. He's not going for a one-base all-in. And MaNa will confirm. MaNa, he does spread across the map with the probe scouts. We'll get eyes on the natural, and we'll confirm that we're headed towards the mid-game. Meanwhile, Gerald does follow this up with a Stargate. Meanwhile, MaNa opens up with a Robo. Very safe opener here by MaNa as the follow-up of the economic start. It's a very greedy play followed by the Robo into Immortal production. Makes sense. The pressure is going to be on Gerald to do some economic damage. So Stargate into Oracle would make the most sense from Gerald. We go. As Gerald, he is scouting, checking for any proxy locations. Twilight counts a follow-up. Stargate is done. First Oracle should be on the way. Here we go. And back at home, MaNa, how does he make use of the Robos going Observer first? So just playing it safe. Observer first, scouting information, detection. Going to be harassing with a couple of adepts, but focusing on saturating his natural. So building up towards the mid-game. Gearing up for the mid-game. And and we'll see who is going to be the aggressor initially, or if we enter a more later game state here and just take a third. As it up, they do threaten the shade, stays a trap defensively here before the Oracle moves out. Oh, Probes not quite in position. Adepts say shading to the main. They can one-shot Probes. Probes are going down. And Gerald, he did mess up. It was late to wall. Not quite in position. That's going to be 4 or 5 probe kills already. Oh my god. And remember, MaNa, he was already ahead in the economy. And just like that, 2 Adepts, they get 6 probes across the map. MaNa does take a worker lead. And Gerald, there's that much more pressure on him to get some counter damage. He has the Oracle at least. Oracle moves out. The problem though, MaNa, he scattered. He saw the Stargate. He is fully aware of what's going on. He's in position. We have 2 Stalkers in the main. We have 1 Stalker and 3 Sentries at the natural. Gerald knows he got scattered, he got spotted, and he backs up. Gerald, he does back up. Throwing down stasis traps and delaying the expansion. Taking his own faster third. Makes sense. And MaNa, he's already going to be moving out here. He's getting to a 4th gateway. 4 gate setup. 3rd base is delayed. Moving out with the Immortal drop. As that's a shade into the natural, they get some counter damage, not bad. 4, 5 probe kills. 5 workers go down. MaNa reinforcing. Just outside the 3rd. He's going to be pushing forward. Does get the stasis. Stasis goes down. 12 probes. Oh my god, 14! MaNa's all in. MaNa, he's completely all in. Doesn't expand. Boys are being pulled. Going for the Prism. Prism goes down. Denies the warp in. And MaNa, he's running out of steam. He's losing 21 probes across the map. Oh my god, he had nothing to defend. And he's being shut down completely. And MaNa losing every single unit. He does have 1 more Immortal coming in to reinforce. He's still in this. Blade comes into play. But again, this is all that MaNa has left. He's down to 14 probes. Oh my god. I was not expecting the Oracle of the Adepts to just get that much damage, and GG gets called. There's no more reinforcements, and Gerald, he will take the game. He will advance on as the King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. From 1 to 11 there, real quick, as MaNa was initially moving out. Remember, MaNa, he was setting up for an expansion. He did have a 4-gate setup behind it, and he just committed. He did commit to the all-in. Alas, he was also forced into it. He had no more reinforcements. He lost every single probe across the map. It was insane how much damage a handful of Adepts and an Oracle did. And yeah, time was on Gerald's side. He just had to buy some time, get extra reinforcements, focus on the Warp Prism. That was game. That was game then and there. GG. GG, well played. Gerald will take down MaNa. Again, as I did mention, a lot of these top European Protoss players, especially the Polish Protoss players, they do trade amongst themselves. They are quite comparable in skill. And with that, Gerald is the new King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Gerald does take it. And now we are getting ready here for our next game, for our next series. Who is the next contender? Who is up next? This is what we like. This is where we bring up Art. This is where this is where Art steps in, and then GgMaChine, then Rodson, all the Polish Protoss players. Let's go. Spirit off races as Protoss. Haha. Give it to us. But I mentioned before, there are still some other players in the back line. We have NightPhoenix, we have Mixu, we have Demi, we have Nicoract. A lot of potential opponents here. Ooh, and we have our answer. We have our next contender. Let's go. It is going to be not a PvP, it's going to be a PvZ instead. My mistake, I was meant to press that. But it's all good. As we are setting up for our next game. Bam. It's going to be Gerald versus the Indian Zerg player versus Demi. Shout out to Demi, of course. Demi, he was lurking in the chat. was lurking there. And again, Demi is a wild card. For those that don't know, Demi, he can pop off, he can take down any Protoss player out there. I think it was merely a couple of weeks ago where we saw Demi take down Nightmare in a very impressive best of one. Demi, he's very fond of muta play. If he can, he will get into mass muta if he sees an opportunity for it. Likewise, he can be very aggressive with Lings. He can go for these Ling floods, these Ling rushes as well. Just very aggressive, very unpredictable at times. And very difficult to keep up with. And I want to say, it was actually, was it last week or the week before, where Demi went up against MaNa in this matchup and almost brought him down as well. It was close. It was very close between Demi and MaNa. I think Demi did cripple his economy. I think he popped off and he killed like 2 mineral lines with his mass muta, and then MaNa just moved out across the map. He overwhelmed with an Archon-based army. But we'll see. We'll see how this series pans out, as it is going to be Demi's map of choice. As a reminder, it is the Challenger map pick. Challenger does pick the map. And what does Demi go for here? What does he go for? As again, if he did want to embrace something like mutas, I'm sure he'd go for a bit of a larger map. I can definitely see him making use of maps like Abyssal Reef. We have yet to see Neon Violet Square. True, we have yet to really embrace it. But Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square, King's Cove. These 3 maps are definitely viable options. I'm a little bit less confident. Oh, I was going to say less confident about Frostline, but Frostline I feel like could also be viable for that. We'll see. As we have our lobby. And it is going to be, yep, Abyssal Reef. That's what we assumed. as in a larger map. Like either King's Cove, Abyssal Reef, Neon Violet Square. Oh, let's go. Actually, I wonder if he's watching at the moment here, but apparently Demi, he's doing this for Sheldon. For Sheldon, let's go. I don't know if Seether is lurking in the chat. Is he? Oh, good. But apparently this is for Seether. Sheldon. As we are getting in. Here we go. As you can hear the beeps. And we are loading in under the sea. It's been far too long. Far too long. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Indian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing MaNa Esports. Our new challenger, our new would-be usurper, it is Demi. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, oh god, reminding us of Neve vs. Gerald Jumping Finals. Oh my god. Not like this. Is he going to reprise Neve's role? Are we going Mass Oracle? Maybe. We have the Polish Protoss player, the current king of the hill. It is Gerald. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. MaNa got lucky. I saw Demi. He remembers. He remembers that game. Oh, there's the shark. The Demi. Let's go. But that was a close one, though. MaNa versus Demi a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, really cool to see our players reminiscing of times gone by. Reminiscing. Good times, good times. Huh. I said again, I can't believe 2018, that was 6 years ago. Technically, I think Young Shipping was even longer than 6 years ago as well. Jesus. As in, it was earlier 2018. Not like this. Not like this. So we are settling in. So far, so good. Gate expand by Gerald. Likewise, Demi going for a hatch gas pool. If you maybe have not tuned in to this tournament, or I should say this map before, if you're maybe a little bit newer to StarCraft, Abyssal Reef was a map from years gone by in the early years of Legacy of the Void. The reason why they're talking about 2018, this map was active back in 2017 to 2018. It was in the map pool for a year. From 2017 to 2018 was in the map pool for a full year. Very, very long time. I think it was one of the first maps that was in the map pool for a year as well. I remember there being, you know, some memes about just how long it was in the map pool as well. We had it for so long. That was back when the seasons were a little bit shorter and we would get maps more frequently. I guess nowadays we're used to it. Nowadays it's like, no, yeah, a map for a year. Yeah, we just do that all the time. Smurge. Feels bad, man. That has become the new norm. And Abyssal Reef is back. Abyssal Reef is back. So far, Demi holding on. Attacking his own queen for a moment, but it's all good. Does defend. As Gerald does reinforce across the map. Moving out with adepts. Not just one, but with two. Of course, two adepts taking one-shot workers. Can get into the mineral line. We'll keep an eye on Gerald's Stargates and see if we go into additional oracles. If he if he commits. Behind this, Gerald's taking his third. Wings, they do catch out the adepts, not bad. We'll catch them out, so one adept goes down, the other may escape. Oracle comes into support, but it does get both adepts. Which means this third base is going to be that much more vulnerable. Alas, Demi doesn't have any more lings, he's droning. Just droning up, saturating his bases, getting ready for the Oracle harass, 2 queens in the main, Spore at the natural, and 2 queens at the third. Oh, the Spore, that's a kill! That's a kill, not a cancel. Spore goes down, 2 more drones, 3 more drones. Very nice damage here by Gerald. Demi heals just 1 second too late with those queens. Needs to get here a little bit sooner. And Gerald pops off. Not a bad start. Not a bad start here for the Protoss. Back across the map, Lings, they hit the third base. As we mentioned before, because the adepts went down, that means the third base is exposed. As it cancels on the pylon. Pylon gets cancelled. Nexus under fire. Demi pulls away. Let's pull away, reinforce with more lings. Roach Warren has been placed. Further back in the main, I don't see a lair. And, okay, there we go. I was about to say, reached the 5-minute mark here, and the lair is a little bit more delayed for Demi. Does move across with the lings, doesn't really find much damage. Oracle's deflected at the natural. And he's taking up. He's taking up, he's droning, taking gases. Getting ready for a longer game state. Okay, let's go. We can settle in. Oracles, they do just screwed in between the bases, just focusing down some tumors. No Oracle goes down yet. Gerald's going for a standard follow-up into +1 and Blink. And again, as we look into Abyssal Reef, you can see some of the features already. It's very defendable on 3 bases. You can see Gerald, he fully walls off the natural ramp, so there's no potential for link harass. Likewise, he's walling up here towards the north as well, walling up that top side, and can now take the 4th. And again, because of the terrain, this 4th base is very defendable. How do you gain access to it? You have to come up from the low ground ramp or knock down these rocks. It's quite awkward to really engage, so very easy 4-base setup here. Even an easy 5-base setup, as once you get this 4th base, this 5th base comes quite naturally as well. As it's looking quite defendable. There is that 1 entry point. Again, as long as you have control of the high ground. Meanwhile, no surprises here. I mentioned before that Demi, he is one that loves investing into mass muta. There's a Spire, mass muta. Mutas are going to be on the horizon here for Demi. It's what he is known for. It's his signature move. Meanwhile, Gerald, he does already move out. Blink is done. Applying some pressure here at the 4th. Does spot the expansion. Gerald, he is going to commit. Lings enter to engage. Force Wave goes off. Sorry, Saces even catches at the Lings. Not bad. But Demi does at least buy some time. He's buying time for the Spire. Now, as Demi's getting to mass muta, we have a Stargate and a Fleet Beacon on the way for Gerald. I mentioned before, he's quite secure on 4 bases. Now he's getting ready for Sky Toss. Sky Toss is on the horizon. And once the mutas reveal themselves, I mean, he can even just go into Mass Phoenix. Go Mass Phoenix with Phoenix range. Speaking of +1 range, does finish up just in time. Does finish. Likewise, they do shade behind the mineral line. Buying some time, shading towards the main. And does Gerald scout? Ooh, not quite. Does not get eyes on the tech. 14 mutas on the way. Carrier production has already begun. Mutas, they can deal with a low amount of carriers. Kind of. It's a bit of an awkward engagement or awkward dynamic between muta and carrier, but I guess technically possible. As that is 16 mutas in production. Is going to be 16 mutas. Demi rotating over towards the 4th. Setting him back, denying the expansion. Does deny the 4th base. Mutas are making their way towards the mineral lines. Motherships on the way. But these bases are so exposed. Again, remember, Gerald, he did not scout the tech. He has no idea. He did not see the Spire. Mutas, they hit the natural. Probes are going down. Okay, 5 workers already. Carriers are revealed. Can he get a carrier? Oh, the shield battery does help. Storms, they stowed away the mutas. 1 muta goes down. He does bust into the main. Gets a cannon. Cannon falls. Another muta almost falls as well. There's, oh my god, 3 more cannons here at the 3rd. Demi doesn't find too much more damage. Links and Ravagers, they hit the 4th base. Mutas are coming from behind. They barely bring down the cannon, but does Demi have enough to break this expansion? He does not. Does not, has to back up. Does get 14 probe kills. And he's committing to mass muta. 13 more mutas on the way. Roach Ravager getting targeted down. Rough losses for Demi. Demi is on 91 drones. Jesus. Let's go. He's on 8 gases. 91 workers. Still committed into mass muta. And now we have some corruptors on the way. Phoenix production has begun for Gerald. And he has how many carriers? He has 4. Ooh. 4 carriers for Gerald. 3 towards the north. 1 here towards the natural. Mutas are coming in. It's going to be 28 mutas for Demi. And yeah, it doesn't quite gain any ground. Lings, they hit the 4th. Not bad. Going for the mineral line. And does wreak havoc. Like as mutas, they do catch an Oracle. Not bad. More Phoenixes are amassing. And everything here shoots up. We have Phoenixes, Stalkers, Storm, Archons. Demi cannot fight this. Even though Demi's maxed out, he just doesn't really have an ideal army. He has to slowly trade out these mutas for Corruptor. And even then, it's not going to be easy. As Gerald, he's maxing out. And Demi, he's just been outscaled. He just cannot fight this. Yeah, GG gets called. GG gets called. There is no final fight. The writing was on the wall, and Gerald will take down Demi and maintain himself as the king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. Again, MaNa does very nicely when it comes to harassing, hitting bases, going for mineral lines, picking off key units, but defensively in a head-on fight, they struggle. Mutas, they cannot fight head-on. They're very fragile units, especially against that kind of army composition. I mean, even get rid of the Phoenixes, but just purely the Stalker, the Archons, the Storm, even if it was just a ground-focused army, MaNa could do nothing to it. And GG. GG, well played. Regardless, good effort, and great to see Abyssal re-featured once again. It's been quite some time. Look forward to seeing more of it in the upcoming matches and even upcoming weeks of StarCraft. And with that, Gerald takes down Demi, and we are getting ready for our next match, for our next best of one. Who is it going to be? Here we go. As we get ready here for our 8th best of one of the night. Gerald's on a bit of a win streak. He's on a bit of a win streak here, taking down MaNa, taking down Gerald, and it looks like we have another PvP. Here we go. It's going to be another Protoss vs. Protoss. We did mention his name earlier as one of the players lying in wait. It is going to be a PvP between Gerald and Shameless. Let's go. This is going to be another close one here. Shameless, of course, he is a very strong up-and-coming player in the European region. Shameless only hitting GM, what was it, end of last year, end of 2023. Shameless rising through the ranks over the course of the entire year. And nowadays, Shameless is a very notable, or should say very regular contender in these online tournaments, whether it's events like this, events like the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the Nations Royal Tussle, your typical online open weeklies. Shameless is there, and Shameless is there to take maps, take series, and we'll see if he can bring Gerald down. Here we go. Here we go. As we set up here for our next matchup, and it is going to be, of course, Shameless's map choice. As a reminder, the way the format works is that the contender, the challenger, is able to pick the starting map. So we'll see where he sends us. Likewise, we are halfway through. It feels like it hasn't been too long here, but we are halfway through the broadcast. Again, 15 best of ones, and we're here at match 8. So over the halfway mark here at this point. Get a lot of PvPs already. I'm sure more to come. We haven't seen too many Terran players here tonight. I'm still waiting for, I mean, when it comes to our regular Terran contenders, we have players like Bjorn, players like BabyMarine, Nicoract as well. Those are the players that I'm thinking of, at least when it comes to Terran representation. Does any other Terran come to mind? Quanta, true, Quanta does compete from time to time. So Quanta, BabyMarine, maybe Battle B. Those are the players that we expect to see. So we'll see if we get another Terran opponent at some point. So far, it's only been HonMonO. He could even try it for fun. I mean, no shot. It does happen quite often whenever the game ends without that final engagement, but the reality is that a mass muta army like that can't really touch the force that Gerald had. It's one of those things where the soup does lie. The army supply might be close, but it's about the quality of the army. The soup does often lie in that kind of game state. Suffering for fun. True, true. We're not all masochists, Pappy, or masochists even. Not all of us. Oh, and we have our map. Okay, we're going to be loading into Frostline. Here we go. Frostline, of course, one of the larger maps in the map pool. Interesting. Because of that, as we mentioned before, this map is vulnerable or is prone to proxies. True. There are a lot of proxy locations on Frostline. Otherwise, we could see a bit of a longer game set instead. We'll see. And it looks like our players need a moment. All good. Our players need a moment here. Need a moment before we do jump into our next game. So we're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we will have our 8th series of the night. I mean, it makes sense. We're halfway through the night, halfway through the broadcast. So take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water. And we'll be back soon with Shameless versus Gerald. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned with our 8th best of 1 of the night. Here we go. We're jumping into our PvP on Frostline. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostline, we have our new challenger. We have our would-be usurper. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Team Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. We go. We have our PvP upon us. Again, we're loading into Frostline. Once again, it's time to get juiced up. Let's go. The juice is here. We are jumping in. Again, this is one of the, or if not the largest map that has been introduced in the new map pool. Of course, discounting the older maps like Abyssal Reef and King's Cove alongside Neon Violet Square. Outside of those older maps, we have Frostline. As a result, we could see Shameless throw down a real proxy pylon or a fake one. Earlier in the broadcast, we did cast MaNa versus ForJumy on this map. ForJumy did go for a fake proxy pylon, which again makes sense on this map. So we could see a real one, we could see a fake one. We'll see what Shameless does commit to. For now, 2 gate open. For now, 2 gateways up.
Game paused.
As we do need a moment to set things up. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully Shameless didn't spill his juice. Oh no. Yo, I haven't had a juice box in years. It's oh my god. Do they still make juice boxes? Are they still a thing? It's been a long time, Pat. It's been a long time. Oh no. I miss them. Ay. Now that we're settling in. They have to still be a thing, right? Juice box. Yeah, let's go. But we are going to be settling in, of course. And more than happy to wait for Shameless. More than happy to. All good. Hopefully nothing too crazy. Maybe some Uber Eats at the door. Getting his food. Some latency issues. Hopefully nothing too serious. Hopefully. As we're still in the early moments here of the game. Clearly, so far, there is no proxy setup here from Shameless. So it looks like 2 gate opener versus 2 gate opener, and we will soon get into our initial units, whether it's double Stalker, double Sentry, or Stalker Sentry instead. We'll see. We shall see. Meanwhile, I hope everyone in the chat has been doing well. Hope everyone has been enjoying themselves, especially now that the new patch has dropped, the new map pool as well. Exciting stuff. I was laddering earlier today, and the smudge was real. But yeah, I have a little bit more time to ladder nowadays. I mean, kind of. I know it's going to be a busy weekend with Home Story Cup, but we have cleared our schedule to make sure that nothing coincides with Home Story Cup. So yeah, may be able to ladder a little bit more in the coming days. To embrace the new old maps once again. The nostalgia is real. Oh my god. Very much so. A rare European PvP, I see. True. We almost never see them. Kappa. They still make juice boxes. Okay. Oh. They probably have paper straws now. Oh, maybe. True. Oh no. What has become of the juice box? That's what now we're settling in. Again, 2-gate opener from both sides. Cybercore is on the way. We scout into the main, and Gerald does throw in a second pylon between the gases. Likewise, Shameless does something similar. And no one is hiding anything, no one is proxying anything. Not yet. So far, so good. See chat. Did you get to co-cast Home Story Cup? We're going to be the B stream for Home Story Cup. What that means is that we are going to be covering the group stage in, it's a 3-day event, if I remember correctly. 3-day event. And day 1 and day 2 we're going to be casting. Day 3 we won't be casting during the playoffs. We'll just be chilling. I'll be sleeping, most likely. Or my sleep schedule might be ruined enough to just watch it. True, I could just watch it live. We'll see. But that is the plan here on the CranKy Ducklings. Again, we were the B stream for Home Story Cup last season, or last edition. And we'll be the same again. I'm ready. I'm ready to just completely destroy my sleep schedule. Oh, let's go. With Home Story Cup. It's gonna be beautiful. Ah, no. I'll never recover. It'll take me another year to recover. And then we do it all again. Regardless, definitely something to look forward to. Is going to be a Stargate opener out of Gerald, Stargate into Oracle. Meanwhile, Shameless going into a Twilight Council into Faster Blink instead. Gerald poking in. Threatens a natural. Alas, Shameless is in position. He shouldn't lose too much here. Does deflect, does defend his natural. I like multiple streams so I can skip race and matches whenever possible. I actually think we already have our schedule for what matches we're going to cast. Let's double check here. But I think for day 1 we're casting a lot of ForJumy. If you're a Jumy fan, I think we're casting most of his games. We'll be there. As is usually the case, the mainstream, they get priority, so they pick their matches, they pick what they want. And then we get whatever's left over. So I think we're going to be all over Jumy. Day 1. As we have double depth threatening a shade. Oh, Shameless late to throw down the wall. Yeah, he was distracted by the Oracle. Oracle does distract. Force Field looks down one of the Adepts. The Adepts are going to go down, but they still get some probe kills. That's going to be 2, 3, almost 4 probes going down. Up. Barely. Does get... No, it does not. Okay, does not get the 4th worker. Never mind, Oracle comes in, gets a 4th probe. Not bad. Damage is dealt, and Gerald pulls away. Just like that, Gerald does take a worker lead. Throws down 2 extra gateways back at home, going into a 4-gate setup instead of expanding. Uh-oh. So, Gerald, he does delay his expansion. Shameless throws down his own 3rd. Gerald not too far behind him, but bearing in mind he will have extra stalkers. Extra warp ins are available. Gerald can be the aggressor. As it does move out. Also, my apologies. I've just realized I didn't open up predictions. My apologies. The pause at the start of the game threw me off, but a little bit late, regardless. Better late than never. Predictions are open. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck with your predictions as we settle in. I mean, more or less, we are kind of keeping pace with each other. Shameless getting his 3rd, so is Gerald. Remember, Gerald does have extra stalkers. He's moving out. There's a stasis on the high ground from Gerald. He can try to bait the army in. Does hit the 3rd. Shameless. He's unaware. So far, he's unaware and will walk in. Stasis goes up. Gerald, he dives in. And the Stalkers are going to go down. Massive catch here from Gerald. Shuts down the Stalkers. Chases down the probes. And he could either keep pushing towards the natural, but no, he goes for the 3rd. Yeah, secure damage. Kills the pylon. Goes for the Nexus. Shameless trying to respond. Stasis is about to run out. And Shameless, he can try to surround. try to collapse in. Alba bleeding out too many stalkers. And Gerald, he gets away. Does pull back in time. At least Shameless saves the expansion. Reinforcements coming in. And Gerald, he's just overwhelming Shameless. Immortals popping out. But it might just be too late. Even bleeding out another sentry. Shameless, he does hold. Behind this, Gerald is fully saturated, or getting fully saturated at his third. Shameless also getting there. Keeping up with the probe count. Is keeping up. Gerald's meanwhile rotating. Rotating towards the third. Diving on the Immortal. No shield battery. No shield battery. No energy overcharge either to help support that. And Gerald, he breaks through. It's just too much. And GG gets called. Gerald, he will snowball out of control and take the game and continue his reign here as the King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Gerald, he will take the game, will take the series 1-0. Again, Shameless was able to hold his own for most of that game, was able to hold his own. But last, it was a brutal moment when he got caught out by the stasis trap, and that was kind of game then and there. Half his army was caught. Gerald, he dove in, shut everything down, denied mining at the third base, shut down the Immortal as well, and GG. GG, well played. Just very crisp, very swift moves there from Gerald, and never really allowed Shameless to really recover from that moment. And with that, we're getting ready for our next game, for our next series. We'll have a lot of players lined up here. I have yet to see NightPhoenix jump in. We saw NightPhoenix lurking in the chat earlier. Mixu as well has been lurking in game. I see Mixu, I see NightPhoenix. Who's up next? Who is up next? I didn't realize Gerald was on the list. Yeah, we have a lot of the big names. I want to say most of the big names in Europe are going to be in this Home Story Cup. Great to see a lot of these players coming out of their vacations. A lot of them have been on break and have rarely even competed these past couple of months post EWC. I need to be careful about that. But here we go. We have our next series. We have confirmation. I mean, no surprise here. He was lurking earlier for a while, actually. It's going to be a PvZ between Gerald and Mixu. I mean, hey, someone was talking about Cyril earlier. Mixu rising up. Cyril's firstborn, of course. Kappa. Let's go. Mixu is stepping up to the plate, and it looks like we have a map of choice. Mixu choosing Whispers of Gold. Makes sense. Whispers of Gold, of course. It is prone to what is a map that's known for all-ins, known for roach-based play. Oh. Okay. there we go. We're good. We're good to go. We're getting into our ZVP here. But specifically the third base. The third base on Whispers of Gold is very wide open. On top of that, Rush's by ground is very short. Very short on this map as well. So aggression is favored, but that also goes both ways. It does go both ways as we are loading into our next game. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Finnish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg representing Berserker Esports. It is Mixu. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Gerald. The current King of the Hill here with 3 wins under his belt. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As of course, Gerald is coming in as the favored player, but it's the best of 1. Anything can and will happen. Is that best of 1? Gerald will force the unnatural natural. As Mixu is going hatch first. And we can embrace the map here. Again, we've been casting on Whispers of Gold for what, 2 months at this point. And the big feature here is the third base, or at least the triangular third, is very exposed, very wide open. You can attack from multiple angles. Likewise, the linear third base as well, not the easiest to defend. More importantly though, the rush distance by ground, especially with this forward base being taken from Mixu, creep spreads so quickly, and you can knock down these rocks to make the rush distance even shorter. Rocks can be knocked down, you can move out with roaches, with queens, you can reinforce quite quickly, and it can be very difficult to defend on 3 bases. Likewise, we have seen a lot of Protoss players embrace Twilight Council play instead, to try to be the aggressor and take momentum away from the Zerg. So we'll see who is able to be the aggressor this time, and we'll see if Mixu even commits into any kind of heavy roach play, or just drones up. We shall see. As a reminder, of course, this was Mixu's map pick, which again makes sense. Does make sense here. Gerald is just keeping tabs on Mixu, being as annoying as possible, delaying the third base. Mixu just going to be reinforcing, rallying over towards that natural, and we'll soon get into our tech of choice. I mean, the Cyber Core is done, and we are in position for a Stargate. So Stargate open out of Gerald. No Twilight Council, no Glaives or DTs. Just Stargate to Oracle. We'll see if Gerald does mix it up and go for a Void Ray, or even into a Phoenix. But should be the Oracle. We go. Happy to be a part of the event. Oh, thank you, Ice. Thank you. We'll do our best. Do our best. Shout out to Kuro. Kuro, as we speak, is working on the overlays for Home Story Cup. Make sure the stream is looking good. As it does shade into the main. Attempts to delay some mining time, but alas, the queens are keeping up, and the adept is being forced out. It's forced out of the main. Second adept has arrived. Link speed about to kick in, and Mixu so far is keeping up. Ooh, doesn't lose the drone yet. So far so good. Meanwhile, the first Oracle's on the way. Gerald will expand, take a third. Links do confirm. Mixu does about the expansion. Bold move, he moves out with the Lings. And the Adepts are across the map. Drones can go down. But can Mixu force a cancel? Ah, he won't. Oracle's here to defend. Adepts are shading to the main. Drones are getting picked up. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 drone kills. And lost mining time. The Adepts are pinned into the main, but they're going to keep shading in. Getting even more damage. This is brutal. Again, the Lings were completely out of position. 5 drone kills. Ay. 6 worker kills in total. That is brutal. Lings, they go back across the map. Oracle's out of position. Can he force a cancel? He needs to. After losing that many drones. And he barely will. Barely does force a cancellation. Not bad. Mixu is still in this. Denies the third. Contains Geralt on 2 bases. Is rejoining behind this. Mixu won't be able to delay the third base for a second time, most likely. Rotating back around. As the Oracle runs out of energy, Lings, they hit the third, but a second Oracle has arrived, and Geralt defends. Geralt, he does defend. Behind this, going for extra gateways. Twilight Council, Glaives? What's it going to be, Glaives or Blink? Blink is confirmed. And without a Forge, this looks like a 2-base all-in. Or I should say 3-base all-in. Yeah, massive gateway explosion. It's going to be, what, 4 gates? Yep, 4 gates on 3 bases. We should see Geralt, he should skip his gases, go for a proxy across the map, and go for a 3-base all-in. Geralt, he is set up for that, so we'll see if he embraces that. Mixu back at home. Hopefully he doesn't skip his Roach Warren. It's going to be risky if he does. Trying to rush into Link Hydra, stasis into the natural. Oh, no! The reaction! No response. Massive stasis goes off. And most of the mineral line does get caught. Very nice catch here from Gerald. Does shut down the mineral line. And Mixu, he is hurting. is going for the safety Roach Warren. Thankfully, Roach Warren is on the way. You see Gerald moving out. Blink is halfway done. Does Gerald move out with a probe, though? It looks like he doesn't. He is saturating his third base. I see a Forge. It's going to be a late Forge out of Gerald, but it's still in the way, so he's working on a later game state. I assumed it was going to be a 3-base all-in, but the Forge says otherwise. Again, you wouldn't get a Forge unless you wanted for the game to progress and go even longer. Gerald does poke in, but he shouldn't really gain much ground here. Stalker gets picked up. Gerald forced back. Roaches are amassing. Blink is almost done. Gerald does push towards the fourth, but Roaches are amassing. Blinks as well. Mixu cutting work is at 65. Stasis goes off, and Mixu can keep chasing this down. He can at least try it. Blinks, they coming from behind. They collapse on the army. Oof. Another 3 Stalkers do 4 Stalkers even. So very nice tweakles here by Mixu. He's shutting Gerald down. The Roaches do get caught out, so Mixu forced the fight. I don't think he really wanted to, but he does force back the army. Gets a Stalker. Does get a Stalker. Mixu pulls back. He consolidates his forces. Gerald's getting a 4th. And Mixu, he hasn't droned in quite some time. Again, Mixu, his cut works at 62. He's getting another expansion, but this might just be for Larva. Yeah, it might just be. Trying to force a cancel. Looks like he will. Oh, that's a kill. Oh my god, that's a kill, not a cancel on the expansion. Nexus goes down, depowers the gateways, links into the third. Very nice damage here by Mixu, and is gearing up for a push. Overlord speed finishing up. This may just be for Dropper Lords. Show us what you got. Amassing more Lings, Roaches, Ravagers. Again, Mixu has not made a worker in quite some time. There we go. Finally, some drones are on the way. But Mixu, he is so committed. Stalkers, they deny the 5th. 5th base is cancelled. Likewise, poking in towards the 3rd. And Mixu's trading here with the Zealot army. Bard does trade. Is massing up more Link Bane. He droned up somewhat, getting up to a 3-base economy, essentially 65 drones. And Mixu's going all in. And we spoke about this. Like, aggression on this map is favored. It's going to be a 3-base all in. Rocks are being knocked down. But Gerald, he spots this. He denies the Bailings. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for Mixu. We'll knock down some of these gateways. It's going to be 2 gateways going down. Mixu rotating over. Collapsing on the Stalkers, but there are plenty of charge slots. Oh! The Bailings! Yeah, nice control. Gerald, he shuts down the Bailings. They don't connect. Not with the Zealots at least. Stasis goes off. Gerald, he's holding. Mixu coming in from behind, at least trying to. Oh, but it's not enough. It's not going to be enough. The Oracles, they shut down the Ravagers. Massive pickups here. And Mixu, he's bleeding out too much. He's running out of time. Meanwhile, cannons are finishing. Shield batteries as well. Storm is done. High Templar gathering energy. And once Storm kicks in, I'm not sure if Mixu can really pull this off. Does rotate over towards the north. Knocking down the rocks. He's hoping to maybe get into the mineral line. We'll take down the Zealots. Bailings are rolling in. They try to break through. They shut down the shield batteries. I mean, Mixu, he's gaining ground. Here comes the main force. Trying to work his way through. Takes down the cannons. Lings, they bust into the mineral line. Probes are going down. Not bad. is getting some economic damage. Impressive. Going for the Temple Archives. Still a run by across the map. Gets cleaned up. Mixu does defend. Gerald, he's still up in probes. 74 probes here compared to the 63 drones of Mixu. Mixu again, he has not droned in minutes at this point. He has been all in the entire time. Oh. Hopefully everything's okay. As Mixu does get a surrounding on some of these zealots rolling into the mineral line. Takes down the shield batteries, going for the probes. Oh. Yeah, nice blink. Very nice blink by Gerald. He shuts down the Bailings. Ravagers still gaining ground. Storms are coming in. Massive storms. Oh my god. They soften up the roaches. Probes survive. Doom drop into the main. Let's go. As Mixu is running out of steam, at least here on the right hand side denies the warp in. And the Doom drop it has arrived. Busting into the main. Bar is being researched. There's the recall. Do we have a storm? We do. Storm shuts down the roaches. 10 probe kills. That's some damage, but it's not enough. It's not enough at this point. And Mixu is running out of steam. He's running out of units. Does get into a bit. Oh my god. Does get in. Finally. Probes are going down. 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh my. Up to 40 probes. Oh my god. That's crazy. Lings, they bust into the third. They bust into the fourth. And Gerald, he's finally being pulled apart. He hasn't been defending for so long, for so much of this game. But Mixu, he has finally found his damage. Surrounds the Archon, forces out storms. Gets up the High Templar, just quite bring them down. That is almost 50 probe kills, and he snipes the Templar Archives. No more High Templar. What you see is what you get. I mean, that's still 3 High Templar. And now suddenly, Gerald is all in. Suddenly, he's committed. And Mixu has done enough damage, just has to survive. Mixu, he's doing it. There's the first storm. There's what, 2 storms left, and not even High Templar that gets targeted down. And Mixu, he does it. GG gets called. Mixu, he does barely pull it off, and takes down Gerald 1-0. GG. Whew. Mixu is our new King of the Hill. GG, well played again. Mixu, he was all in for like 5 minutes, and that was a long 5 minutes as well. It was not an easy game there for Mixu. He was hyper committed. There was so much pressure on him, but finally he dealt the damage. He went for the Doom drop to the main base. He distracted the main army. He found an opening, and after constantly hammering down that third base, he finally got into the middle line, eviscerated the economy. Likewise, as he was getting damage done at the third, he busted into the fourth base as well, and finally he got what he was looking for. He was able to get, what was it, like 50 probe kills or 49 probe kills between the 2 bases, and Gerald was broken. GG. Congratulations here to Mixu, as Mixu does take the series, and now we have our new King of the Hill. GG, well played. We have our new King of the Hill. And we are now 2/3 of the way through. 2/3 of the way through the event here. We have the 10th best of 1 up ahead of us. And is this the time when NightPhoenix comes out? It's been a while. we've been waiting. We've been waiting here for NightPhoenix. Who else do we see? Oh my god, let's go. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. It's been a while since we've had a Terran opponent here. HonMonO was featured earlier, but now we finally have another Terran in Nicoract. Let us go. It is going to be that TVZ between Mixu and Nicoract. Oh boy. And this could go either way. Nicoract has been hyper aggressive in this matchup. Time and time again, we've seen 2 base all-ins, 3 base all-ins, hyper aggression from the Terran. Mixu, I'm sure, is aware. And how does he compare? It's been a while since I've seen these 2 face off. I do feel like they're close in skill, but I'm not too sure who I favor here. We'll see. We're here to find out. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have our red Terran player for the Platinum Heroes. It is the new challenger, the would-be usurper, it is Nicoract. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the current King of the Hill. We have the Finnish Zerg player, the blue Zerg, representing Berserker Esports. It is Mixu. Here we go. Again, Gerald, he was playing so well for most of that last game. For the majority of it, he was able to warp in, able to defend both locations at once, re-wall, land the storms, take into storm as well, but all it takes is one wrong move, one moment goes wrong, and then everything just crumbles from there. That's how unforgiving StarCraft can be. That's why we love it. And here we go, we're getting into our next game. As a reminder, best of one. Oh, and before I forget, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will Mixu continue his reign, or will there be a new King of the Hill? For now, Hashgas Pool, standard opener out of Mixu. Likewise, Nicoract going for a Rax Expand. Everything looking normal so far. As a reminder, I still stand by what I said earlier, how Nicoract has been very aggressive here in the TVZ matchup. We've seen a lot of 2-base all-ins where he just doesn't take a third, throws down 5 Raxes and just commits. We've seen him go for 3-base all-ins, going for 8 Raxes specifically has been quite trendy here for Nicoract. In saying that though, I feel like we're spawning into a map that doesn't really lend to that kind of style here. We're loading into Frostline, a very large map in the map pool, the largest, newest map in the map pool, I should emphasize, amongst the new maps like El Dorado, Whispers of Gold, Ley Lines. Frostline does stand out amongst them as, you know, a large macro map. On top of that as well, it does feel like it is less, or there's less terrain to take advantage of. I'm referring to maps like Abyssal Reef, maps like Neon Violet Square, or even Frostline, where there are a lot of choke points that can favor an aggressive Terran player to avoid any kind of surrounds and avoid any slip-ups. But no, Nicoract, he embraces Frostline instead, so I'm curious. I'm very curious what his plan is and how he does approach this. Eyes are on Nicoract, back at home, third CC. Up! He wants a tumor, he gets it! Tumor goes down, and the Reaper will barely escape. Very nicely done here by Nicoract. Back at home is going for the CC on the high ground. So Rax expand into a third CC before Starport. So far, so good. So far, economic build, getting to Hellions, getting to potentially Banshee production as well. And really my eyes are going to be on Nicoract to see if he does take his gases at his third, and if he does commit into a 3-base all-in. We at least confirm it's not going to be 2 bases. Oh! Oh my god. He gets the tumor for a second time. He's an animal. He's an animal, papi. Ay, ay, ay. Nicoract just bullying Mixu here, just not allowing any kind of crease spread whatsoever. The first tumor is heavily delayed. And it may be delayed even further here as Nicoract is about to be online with Hellions. Speaking of Hellions, they shut down the lanes. Will at least scout the main. Mixu, he gets a full scout. He's fully aware of the third CC timing, and he's aware of the add-on swap, as Banshee production has begun. Meanwhile, Mixu massing up more lings, moving out towards the natural. There are Hellions to defend, and they will. Yeah, the boys are pulled away. Nice defense by Nicoract. He doesn't lose a single SCV. And he's gearing up for some Hellion Banshee harass. We're getting there. Are getting there. As Mixu pulls back. Does pull back, saturating his third. Joining up, taking a 4th base. So far, so good. He is finally able to throw down his first tumor. He's barely connecting his bases. Again, the crease spread is lackluster for Mixu because of the first 2 dead tumors, which is pretty important and pretty impactful. Behind this, Hellion's still amassing, finally moving out. Lair is on the way for Mixu. A little bit of a later lair timing here, but on the way nonetheless. Going lair first, into Baliness, into delayed 1-1 upgrades. As Hellions get eyes on the would-be 4th. They do confirm. They confirm it's on the way. They rotate over towards the 3rd. Creep 2 minutes to do, borrow in time. The queens are in position. Hellions, they back up. Mixu respects the queens. Getting to his own stim. And likewise, there's that Bailing Nest and soon to be Bailing Speed up for Mixu. So far, so good. Meanwhile, Nicoract, he did not research Cloak, so these are vanilla Banshees. Making their way into the main. They make their way in. They catch a worker, almost, not quite. Tipping between the bases, but so far Mixu is keeping up. He's zones the Banshees away. So far, so good. Helly's been out. They almost get surrounded. One Helly goes down, but Nicoract, he maintains himself. Getting to 1-1 is taking an extra gas geyser. Interesting. Nicoract gearing up towards a later game. Clears up all the creep. Bathers already. Oh, Bathers are not ready. They are vulnerable. Things are going down. Hellions, they almost get on top of the Bathers, but more reinforcing things they have arrived, and they surround. And they shut down the Hellions. Nice clean up here by Mixu. Does shut him down. Nicoract getting ready here for his first push. Banshees, at least they do deny some of these mainlings. Not bad. Mainlings are denied. Creep as well. Nicoract pushing towards the right hand side. This is going to just be a drop here from Nicoract. And he is getting a second factory. It looks like he is gearing up towards the mid to late game. Oh, this round! Oh my god. Bit of control there by Nicoract. Does move command forward. Gets surrounded. Thankfully, does escape, does pull back. At the same time, Banshees, they hit the fourth. I guess now the fifth. As the fourth base is getting saturated. So far, so good. Mixu is keeping up. Attempts to go for a counterattack, but Nicoract, he is ready back at home. Bailings are denied. A bit of a chaotic fight here from Mixu. Mixu, he is reinforcing. Does want to commit. Rotating over towards the third, denies the fourth. Bailings are rolling in. And Mixu does collapse on the army. Bailings crash into the fire, but so far good defense out of Nicoract. He saves the tank, just barely. Tank's on 4 HP, but he does hold on. Was forced to cancel the fourth base. That was a cancel, not a kill. On the expansion. And Nicoract holds. Does hold quite nicely. Getting ready for a counterattack. Mixu's still gearing up Morling Bane. Mixu's still on Lair Tech, by the way. He has yet to throw down an Infestation Pit. No Hive potential. Mixu quite committed here on 4 bases. Just now starting 2-2. 2-2 is on the way. Mixu just mass expanding, taking more bases. He is here in time. Does force to cancel. Cancels the 6th. Stimming in, trading well against these lings. But more lings have arrived. Nicoract has to back up. Going for another double drop. Again, so far trading relatively well. Gets a queen. Oh my god. That was so close. I'll pick up at a Nicoract. He gets the hell out of there. Mixu confirms there is still no 4th expansion, not yet. And this is where I worry for Nicoract in a longer game state, and why I question this map choice. As you can see here, the 3rd and 4th base are very spread out. They're very spread, they're very isolated from each other. Not easy to defend here. We'll see if Nicoract can hold. We'll see if he can hold on. But now setting up his siege line, throwing down more sensor towers. He's turning up, or at least attempting to. Mixu is collapsing in. Bailings rolling forward. The tanks get surrounded. On the Bailings. Up, up. Oh my god, they're so close. They're so close. Mixu is crazy. Sentinel's finishing up. And Mixu does respond. He does rotate. Oh my god, misses the Bailings. Guesses of the tanks. Not the best Bailing connections here from Mixu. Not the best trades. Running to the bronze. Well, the SCVs! The SCVs have run into the Bailings. Massive connections. 21 SCVs going down. 22 even. 22 worker kills. Nicoract getting pulled apart. Mixu backing off, rebuilding, remaxing, getting into his own lair. Into his own hive, my apologies. Looks like Mixu is trying to get into Lingbane Ultra, I would imagine, as he has not taken into Hydras or Aspire. Things they get across the map. At the sensor tower. Mixu having a hard time remaxing. But we'll connect it with the Marines. Not quite the tanks though. Marines go down. Mixu running out of Bailings. Unable to push in. And Mixu, I assumed he was going for Ultras. There we go. Ultra Caverns on the way. But Mixu is struggling. He hasn't been able to trade well here against the tanks. He has been trading inefficiently. Mixu trying to catch reinforcements instead. Base goes down. Mixu going for the tanks. He wants them. He wants them. He's going to get them as well. Nice pick off here by Mixu. Gets 2 tanks. Goes to the mineral line. Going for another 2 tanks as well. Thankfully, Medevac does respond. Saves both of them. Just barely. Nicoract saves the tanks. Wings they roll in towards the planetary. Bailings stay 2 on borrowed. Oh, not the best connections though. Was that a manual detonation? I mean, they did kill the CC, I believe, the building CC. 10 SCV kills. Forcing out a scan. Nicoract moving out. Nicoract, he's maxed. And again, even though Mixu has been trading well, Mixu, he's running out of steam. He's been trading far too much. He's got Ultras on the way, Infestors on the way as well. But Mixu, he's in trouble. Bailings, they're denied. Without Bailings, he cannot defend. He cannot hold on. This hatchery, it's forfeit. It's going to go down. And Nicoract, he's just going to snowball from here. He may be losing SCVs. He may be losing his economy, but it doesn't matter at this point. Nicoract can just keep pushing. He's rotating. He's looking for another expansion. There is none. Tank goes down. Tank does full. Nicoract rotating over. Mixu setting up a Ling, if not Bailing run by. Got the Ultras, they're big again. Ultras, they're big once again. We'll lose another expansion. Nicoract, he's maxed out. We do see Mixu, they're coming in from behind. Trying to collapse in with the Ultras. Emphasis on trying. Oh, the Fungals! Yeah, Fungal connects. Massive connection. Bailings are rolling. They shut down most of the bio. A very crucial Fungal here from Mixu. He's going to keep pushing. Oh, not quite. Lacking reinforcements. Once again, Mixu plummeting in supply. He needs more Lings. Needs more reinforcements. First Viper goes down. Oh, second Viper as well. Not a single spell. Aye, aye, aye. Not a single spell goes off. There is one Fungal available. Does connect. Ultras are trying to hold their own, but they don't have their lacking upgrades. And the Ultras go down. My apologies, they have 3-3 and they have kindness plating, but still they melt against the Marauders. Who needs Ghost? Not Nicoract. Apparently he's making Ghost now. I mean, they help. They do help. So every Ultra did fall, and Mixu, he has no economy. He's down to 63 workers. He's heavily oversaturated as well. Needs more bases, needs expansions. Mixu, he's run out of money. He's run out of steam. He has just been overwhelmed by Nicoract. And Nicoract, he's intended to just chill, calm things down, max out, and then push. As Mixu has been left behind here in the supply. Again, just because of the economy. Like, the lack of economy is killing Mixu. They flood in. Trade too poorly here against the Marines, not bad. But Liberators have arrived. Mixu, he has no tech for any kind of anti-air. I mean, I say that does have Hydras, true. Oh, no, no, not again. Not like this. That's 4 Vipers going down for free. GG gets called. And Nicoract, he will take the game 1-0, becoming our new King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Nicoract, he will take it again. Even if it wasn't for those Vipers being thrown away, he was just starving Mixu out. He was knocking down base after base. Mixu, he ran out of steam, he ran out of money, he ran out of bases, just could not sustain his own losses or his own trades, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Nicoract, he will take it, will advance on as the new King of the Hill. And we've been trading quite often recently. We haven't really had much of a win streak. A couple of wins here and there, but alas, they have been stopped time and time again. And now we have our next best of 1. Here we go. It has been a while here. It's been a while since we have featured our Ukrainian Protoss player. Here we go. We have a TVP. It's going to be a TVP between Nicoract and NightPhoenix. Here we go. Here we go. As we very quickly set up. We almost had the we almost had the swelling Hydras. Kappa. Oh no. And here we go, we're getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom, in the top left hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. Not to be confused with Nightmare. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the red Terran player representing the platinum heroes, the current King of the Hill. It is Nicoract. We go. So we are going to be settling in. Alright, going to be settling into our game here. And my eyes are going to be on Nicoract. Nicoract, now I just still stand by what I said before, how he's usually more aggressive against Zerg. Likewise, very aggressive against Protoss as well. We've seen a lot of 2-base play from Nicoract here against these top Protoss European players. And we'll see if that continues here in this game. Also, before I forget, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It's time to get your predictions going. Let's go. Get your gamma going here as the best of 1 is upon us. It is going to be a double gas opener out of Nicoract. Double gas means factory first before CC. So racks into factory. And I should also very quickly set up the player name as well. True. True. Huh. Yeah, there we go. The color pattern, it's close enough. Close enough. As the probe gets locked in, there's no escape. The worker is going to go down. As the factory gets placed a little bit closer here to the main base, there's no add-on swap potential as it's a little bit further away. Interesting. From here, Nicoract can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion. There's no add-on swap here for any, Reactor Widowmine production. Could still lead into a drop though. CC on the high ground. Okay, very safe play here by Nicoract. CC in the main. Reaper gets across the map. We have our take of choice. Going to be a Stargate opener here out of NightPhoenix. And the Reaper has yet to confirm. As Nicoract does rotate towards the natural. Shade does complete. And Nicoract for now is zoned away. But again, it makes sense. We do have NightPhoenix looking to open up with Phoenixes, I would imagine. Reaper rotating back in. And do we get the Phoenixes? Or do we open up Oracle? There it is. The Phoenix is on the way. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, getting to Phoenix production. And then gets called out. Again, initially it was Reaper into Hellion, but only a handful of Reapers and Hellions. Behind this, getting to bio production. Raxes are on the way, Marines are in production as well. Nicoract is building up, but he has at least gained map control. Has gained map control. See NightPhoenix walling up here at the natural. Probe goes down. Probe does fall. Robo under fire. There's a cancel on the gateway. Oracle comes in, and with that, NightPhoenix will defend. We'll shut this down. Wait, going Oracle first? Oh, my apologies. I mean, he did start the Phoenix, but he has canceled. NightPhoenix. What's going on? Okay, so Oracle first instead. I mean, it will defend. We'll shut down the Hellions and Reapers. Back at home, we're going for a transition here out of Stargate into not just a Robo, but oh, my apologies. I thought I saw a Twilight Counts for a moment, but it's going to be a Robo follow-up into a third. Third base is on the way. Oracle dives in. Nicoract is keeping up. We'll lose 2 SCVs. So far, so good. Nicoract, he does maintain himself. It's going to be Oracle into a Robo into a Fast Bay. Fast Colossus production. Colossus are on the horizon here for NightPhoenix. This is a very bold move. So usually if we were to open up in such a manner, it'd be Phoenix Colossus. Phoenix is what they do is they provide map control. They shut down drop play. They at least contain the Terran player on 2 bases. They can thread the mineral lines. We can see that NightPhoenix instead is cutting corners. It's cutting a lot of corners here, relying quite heavily on a sole Oracle here for map control. So really risky play out of NightPhoenix. So far it is paying off. So far Nicoract is staying pinned back at home. Has yet to move out. With the main army or with even any drop play either. No starport. Uh-oh. This looks like a 2-base all-in. Very delayed starport by Nicoract. I did mention before at the start of the series how Nicoract does often play 2-base in this matchup. He's usually hyper-aggressive in TVP, and that continues here. The Observer is over the army, so NightPhoenix will spot the move out, but I believe that Nicoract may just pull the boys with this, as he's getting a 3rd tank. Stim and combat shields. There's Jan Siege. Does he pull the boys? That's the question. So he does move out. Observer does confirm. eBay on the way behind this. Doesn't pull the boys. The eBay tells us that Nicoract intends to invest into upgrades. Intends to commit into a longer game state. There it is. Starport's on the way as well. So this is committed by Nicoract, but it is not all in. He is transitioning the Starport even, and the eBay. Now we'll see if he can get some damage done here at the 3rd. Colossus in position. NightPhoenix is going to hold. So far so good. Does delay the move out. We can see Nicoract, he commits. Getting within range. NightPhoenix out of position. Yeah, unable to slow this down. Tanks able to siege up. Tank boys going up on the Colossus. Oh my god, Colossus goes down. Yeah, this may just be too much. If Nicoract can pull the boys, he could break this. 100%. Colossus goes down. Immortal goes down. NightPhoenix evacuates the 3rd. Pulls the boys. Backup Colossus has arrived. Probes are diving in. And tanks they will late to siege. But they bring down most of the Stalkers. That's all the Stalkers falling. Colossus under fire as well. It goes down. Oh my god, massive pickup. Ay. And it looks like, again, NightPhoenix is barely going to hold on. There's only a handful of reinforcements left. It looks like Nicoract, nah, he's done it. He has ddone it. He breaks the 3rd. Takes down the shield battery. Shuts down the probes. Can even chase down the Immortal. And again, these are just too many losses for NightPhoenix. Such expensive losses here. The Immortal and the Stalkers. Nice kiting from Nicoract. Shuts down the Zealots. Boys are being pulled. Oh, the final Stalker, it lives. Barely lives. And you can see Nicoract, he's still rallying. He's still just rallying across stuff. He knows how much momentum's on his side. He knows that he has done critical damage. And he can keep pushing. Remember, there is no shield battery. Tank siege is up. Bullets going up here on the Stalkers. Stalker goes down. Third Colossus has arrived. Finally, NightPhoenix holds. But again, behind this, Nicoract getting a third base on location. Pulling back, getting to +1 upgrades into medevacs, gearing up into a longer game state. Nicoract, he may not have killed NightPhoenix, but he's done well. Terran player here has done quite well for himself. And again, I stand by what I said before, that if he had pulled the boys with that move out, I think he straight up would have just killed NightPhoenix. Like, he had done so much critical damage even without them. It was insane. Scan reveals the saturation at the third. Double jump towards the main. Nicoract, he is diving in. Does force a recall. Some not the most focused DPS there from the drop. On a bit of everything. The gas, the gateway. Could have targeted down either one. Pulls away for now. At least he's now aware that recall's on cooldown. Recall is on cooldown. NightPhoenix trying to recover, getting to his second Colossus. Nicoract still in the driver's seat. Up in economy, up in army supply. And of course with map control as well. NightPhoenix is not out of the woods yet. Catching up some Zealots. NightPhoenix is attempting to take a fourth base. Nicoract's in position. Colossus or not, fourth base is going to be denied. Nicely done by Nicoract. He still maintains map control. Dropping to the main. Oh, gets a pylon. The Zealots out. I mean, why not both? Zealots go down, pylon as well. Forces the defensive warp in. Delayed mining time. Nicoract, you can see here, because of his advantage here, he's up so heavily here in supply. Ay. Yeah, massive armor supply disparity. And again, it's all because of the damage that was dealt earlier in the move outs in the push. Again, even though Nicoract didn't kill NightPhoenix, did cripple him. Did cripple NightPhoenix in the end. And now Nicoract commits. Stims in with a massive bio army. So many Marauders. Force fields, they buy some time. Fourth base is cancelled. Nicoract building up. There is going to be another line of force fields though. Force fields are thrown down. Colossus taking a lot of hits. One Colossus falls, massive pickup, and he wants another. Nice force fields. Second Colossus falls out, there's one left. And Nicoract, he's done it. He's broken the third base for a second time. Lands the Vikings. Kite's against the Zealots. It's only Zealot left, so we'll have to pick up though. The army is overstimmed. The Zealots hold. Nicoract, he's barely holding on, but it costs him 3 Colossus. Nicoract, he scans, he sees the lack of fourth. Feeling good. Nicoract, he has his own fourth on location. Vikings were preserved. It means that even though NightPhoenix is going back into Colossus production, I mean, there's going to be anti-air. There's going to be plenty of anti-air. Actually, Nicoract going for a Viking drop. Looks to be a Viking drop. Scans, nothing quite in position. Disruptor has arrived. Shows it over. With a well-placed Nova, then maybe NightPhoenix can take a fight. Nova goes up. Raises the army. Vikings, they deny the fourth. Third base is killed. And again, it's just been a slow death the entire time here for NightPhoenix. GG gets called. Good luck in the next game. And Nicoract will take the game and will maintain himself as the king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. Nicoract, he will take it. Again, a very intense game, but we saw the first move out did critical damage. If you recall, NightPhoenix is being a little bit greedy. NightPhoenix only opening up with a single Oracle into Colossus production, and even though NightPhoenix had early Colossus, they had no support. There was nothing there to really keep the Colossus alive. They went down one after the other, and Nicoract just held on to that momentum and never quite let go of it. We saw that he didn't quite have enough to kill NightPhoenix time and time again, but NightPhoenix, he wasn't really living. He was surviving, barely, but wasn't really able to get into the mid game in a solid position, wasn't able to maintain his economy. GG. GG, well played. Shout out to Kamikaze in the chat. Thank you so much. Papi gracias, obrigado. Thanks so much to Kamikaze for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos. Fala galera. As we are getting ready for our next best of one. Here we go. And it looks like we have our next game here. We have our map at least. It's going to be on 2,000 atmospheres. It's been a while. And who exactly is our opponent? Ah, I see. Okay, let's go. It is going to be Nicoract versus UedSoldier in another TVP. The TVPs do continue. Again, Nicoract, he is very aggressive in this matchup. You saw that he went for a delayed third base in that last game, delayed fourth base as well. Just hyper aggression from Nicoract is his go-to in Terran versus Protoss. And I'm sure that'll continue here as well. We go. We go. Probably just trying to mine the Marauder. True. Surprised that UedSoldiers in Terran. True. Smurge. It's like Rainer. Rainer isn't Terran either. What's going on? What's happening? Ay. Hydra isn't Zerg. Rainer isn't Terran. UedSoldiers. What's happening with the world? Ay. As we are getting into our next game. Getting to our next game and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres, we have the red Terran player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nicoract, the current king of the hill. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we'll fix up his name. Un momento. There we go. Beautiful. We have our green Protoss player representing CSO Esports, the new challenger, the new would-be usurper. It is UedSoldier. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, I do favor Nicoract, but this is a best of one. It is a best of one. Anything canon will happen. I'm sure UedSoldier has a build prepared for his opponent. I'm sure he's coming in prepared. Let's go. Let us go. As Nicoract, he has racked up those 2 wins here under his belt. And again, it's great to embrace 2,000 atmospheres once again. Just to quickly go over, because I'm sure there are some people watching, they're like, hold up, what's going on? I know there are some old maps in the current map pool, like King's Cove and Abyssal Reef, but is 2,000 atmospheres, is that a part of the map pool as well? What's going on? The answer is yes and no. OSC, the OSC events here, I should say, every single season, they come in with an extended map pool, specifically an extended map pool And players, they vote. The players that compete in these tournaments, they vote on which maps to bring forward in the new map pool as well. So every season, 3 extra maps get added to the map pool. This season, it isn't just 2000 Atmospheres, it's 2000 Atmospheres, Eternal Empire, and Cosmic Sapphire. So 3 old maps have been brought back. It is just a way to keep things fresh, specifically for OSC events. This was also, I believe this rule was kind of introduced in an era when maps weren't being implemented too quickly. I mean, I say that, I mean, still nowadays as well, we basically get like 1 map pool a year nowadays. But when that was a newer concept, I mean, that is when OSC stepped up and they allowed for the seasonal map pool to be updated more regularly, as the OSC seasons are shorter than, you know, the year-long map pools that we currently have. So again, it's a good way to keep things fresh. So we have 2K Atmospheres, we have Eternal Empire, and we have Cosmic Sapphire as well. Oh, as we do get a bit of a pause. Again, hopefully everything's okay. But this is specifically for OSC events, so I'm referring to OSC King of the Hill, the Rising Star Tournament, the mid-season playoffs as well. Plenty of events out there that do host this extended map pool. Oh. It looks like we have resolved that issue, and we can jump back in. Reaper dips into natural so far, UedSoldier keeping up, zones Reaper back. And we have our take of choice. Last game, NightPhoenix did open up Stargate, but this time we have UedSoldier opening up with a Twilight Council. Okay. It is going to be a Twilight Council opener into Blink. Blink-based opener. The question becomes, how many gates? How many gateways here? 2, 3, or 4 gates set up out of UedSoldier. Meanwhile, across the map, do you see what I see here? 3 CC into 3 racks. Bjorn, is that you? It's been a while. It's been a while. The hallucination does confirm. UedSoldier is fully aware of what's going on. He has got eyes on the third base. This is a very greedy build. Very greedy. Third CC is already done here for Nicoract. And how does UedSoldier respond? Third Nexus. Okay, third Nexus from UedSoldier. 2 gates, Blink into a third base. Very economic here. Very economic focus by UedSoldier. I would say they're very greedy play by Nicoract. Now, what does this lead into? 1, this leads into a stim timing. With these 3 racks, it's going to be a stim timing here with MaNa with +1. But because of the faster third base, it is going to be a later stim timing than a regular 3 racks. And this means that really this stim timing is more of like, you know, a pressure build. Isn't really committed, isn't really designed to get damage done. It's really just designed to keep Nicoract safe so he can take his third. Once he gets his fast third base up and running, he snowballs out of control in the mid game. Typically, the Terran player with a build like this does skyrocket ahead in supply. It's just a very greedy, very economic build that really gets into the swing of things in the mid game. Now, UedSoldier, he scouted, of course, and his response was not to throw down extra gateways for an all-in or to try to punish the greed, instead to try to out-greed the greed by going for the third. Bold move. So third base is getting saturated. UedSoldier does go for Storm behind this, not Colossus, so it's going to be Charge into Storm. Let's go. Or Blink into Charge into Storm. Is going to be his splash damage of choice. Hallucination confirms the production that's underway. Massive Marauder. Marauders are building up. Nicoract now establishing his third. Still yet to get saturated, but it's getting there. And once it does, then again, Nicoract can really hit his final form. He is getting there. You can see Nicoract moving out. He's vying for control of the Zelnaga towers. You can see UedSoldier setting up a proxy pylon as well. Nicoract pushing towards the third. Storm is done. And there is a Storm available. Does UedSoldier react? Now he does! Storm connects. And Nicoract backs up. And massive Storm. We have another Storm as well. Oh my god, the Bio Army crumbles. The Marines do fall. Nicoract, he does get 1 Stalker. Gets a Sentry. Not bad, but he will lose everything. And this was not worth it for Nicoract. And then bam, immediately. Massive counterattack. We warp in 8 cells at a time. Charge almost done. And Nicoract, he's not ready for this. He's not set up to defend. He lost too much. Again, this third base is still getting saturated. Nicoract, he's not ready for a big head-on fight like this. Massive Storm once again. Oh my god, so much damage. And UedSoldier, has he done it? I think he has. Remember, no Medivacs. GG gets called, and UedSoldier, he does catch Nicoract with his pants down, and we have a new King of the Hill. GG. Whew. Oh my god, GG, well played. I was concerned. Hold on. There we go. I was concerned that UedSoldier, he was going to go for a third base and try to get into a macro game against the build of Nicoract. We saw he did go for a fast third base, but he rushed into Storm, and it was kind of two things coming into play at once. Because of the proxy pylon, it looked like UedSoldier was still going to be aggressive. He was going to be aggressive nonetheless, but it was very fortunate that Nicoract pushed into him. Nicoract, he did initiate the fight on his side of the map, which meant that he took massive storms to the face. Nicoract, he lost most of his army to those first two storms, and he did not have enough to defend. He did not have enough back at home to defend. Bunkers are not ready. Of course, Medivacs weren't ready either. GG. GG, well played. UedSoldier is our new King of the Hill. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Again, it's a best of one. Anything can and will happen. As UedSoldier was coming in as the underdog, but is now the king. Is now the king. From here, who's up next? Who will rise up to challenge UedSoldier? As we are running out of matches here. This is the 13th best of one, and we only have 15 players, and we have worked through so many of them here. We're running out of matches, running out of series. Who's next? Who is next? We have our answer here. Okay, it's going to be a Zerg player. We have a Zerg player rising up. One moment. Just setting up their names, and there we go. It's going to be our very, very young Zerg player. It's going to be GgMaChine. Okay. UedSoldier versus GgMaChine. Again, this could go either way, especially in a best of one. Coming into this, I do favor GgMaChine, but I also favored Nicoract. Right? I favored Nicoract in that last series as well. So clearly this can go either way. So best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. Predictions will be open after we find our series, after we get in. We'll get there. We will get there. And again, there's only 3 best of ones left. 3 series remaining. Who haven't we seen yet tonight? Again, we haven't seen many Terran players. It's been Nicoract and HonMonO. Only 2 Terrans tonight. It would be nice if we do see like BabyMarine rising up, or Battle B, or Quanta. But it depends on who's available, right? Who's available, who isn't. I do see Art lurking around. True. Art is also very much so a contender. But it looks like we might need a moment here. Okay, but we will need a small break here to get our players ready. Shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take too long here as we are getting in. And we'll soon have our starting map. So take this moment, get some snacks, get some water, stay hydrated, and we'll see you guys in a minute or so. Maybe even less than a minute. We'll have our first lobby soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that short break in the lovely Brutal OSC as we have returned with our 13th best of one of the night. We are running out of matches here. We have 3 best of ones left here in tonight's broadcast. And who is going to be that final King of the Hill? As spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the current King of the Hill, I should say, for the first time, potentially. I'm not so sure about the stats, but yeah, a bit of an unlikely of heroes here. We have, for CSO Esports, UedSoldier. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player representing 3D Clan. It is GgMaChine. as we load into ultra lovable maps. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Get your gamba going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will take this best of one, as we do have our hatchery here on the low ground. It is going to be a bit of a hatch block into a faster evo chamber. Interesting. Usually you would wait a little bit longer here, but I guess GgMaChine wanted the refund a little bit faster. We'll be able to take a faster natural base back at home, but an interesting variation of hatch block. Very interesting. Oh, is there a typo? Oh, there is. my bad. But thank you so much. We'll fix that up. Oh, the Evo chamber will complete, but that also means that I guess broodlings can potentially kill a probe. Up. Barely not, as yeah, it will bleed out. Probes there to escape. They go for the pylon, but I believe the pylon should be fine. Yeah, pylon does survive, and from here we can expand. But yeah, just a really odd variation of hatch block. So usually you would just hatch block and then you force the boys off the mineral line, then you cancel, then you go for the evo chamber. But this was a much faster evo chamber block instead. It does mean that GgMaChine was able to expand a little bit faster than usual, true, but that also means that he delays for less time across the map. So a bit of a give and take here for GgMaChine. We'll see if it's worth it in the end. We shall see. It's the evolution of the Evo block. Ah, I see what you did there. I would say it's the de-evolution. I don't think it's as efficient. I don't think it's as worth it. But regardless, we're settling in. It's all good. As so far, GgMaChine, he is holding his own. Forcing back his opponent is going to be a Twilight Council opener here out of UedSoldier. So far, so good. Likewise, Adepts, they do shade in towards the main. GgMaChine is keeping up. He has his links in position. He will lock down the Adepts. The Adepts, they are cornered. They will shade away, just barely. Actually done here by UedSoldier. Does get out. Behind this, going for a Twilight Council follow-up. Ooh, into a Robo. Very committed here on two bases. Do we go for Glaives or do we go for Dark Templar? It looks like it is going to be Glaives as he pulls out of gas. Yeah, UedSoldier does pull out of gas. Overlord comes in from behind. The Overlord does confirm the build of choice. He sees the Twilight Council. He does see it researching as well. GgMaChine, he knows. He is aware. So 4 gates and Glaives here by UedSoldier. Back at home, instant Roach Warren. GgMaChine, he is getting ready. Pre-evolution was just radioactive magma soup, I think. Oh no. Pre-evolution, that's what this is. That's the stuff in the spawning pool. Oh no. Pre-evolved. Aye. As Ola comes in for a rescout to making sure there is no Dark Shrine. I mean, Glaive Adepts into DTs is not uncommon. And you can see here safety Spore Crawler just in case Dark Templar are on the way. So you can see GgMaChine just being as safe as possible. Adepts stay shaded across the map. And they're making their way towards the third. Roaches are building up. You can see GgMaChine, he should be ready for a wall, but actually not quite. It's quite a large entry point there towards the natural. So I don't believe, I mean, does Evo Chamber, does it fit? I think it will plug everything up, just barely. Yeah, full wall. Okay. Does wall off, thankfully. Whew. I wasn't sure that it would be large enough, but it does plug it up. Context. As they continue to shade in, but so far, GgMaChine, he's in position. As I say that though, the Roach is a little bit out of position. The Adept do bust in. Evo Chamber goes down. Drones are falling. Ooh, this is getting out of hand already. 10 drone kills. Oh my god. Already too much. Already far too much damage. 10, 11 workers go down. They shade in towards the third. They chase them down. They try to. Still 11 worker kills. Prism is denied into the main. More Adepts have arrived. Immortals behind this. And GgMaChine, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Adepts, they keep shading. They keep going. As the Zerg player is going to be committed here. Trying to redrone, trying to resaturate. More Adepts are warping in. UedSoldier has yet to expand. Probe is moving out though. For a third. Adepts, they can fight this head on. They take down the roach. They get one. They get almost two. You're going for the expansion. Shade is cancelled. The base is going to go down. Massive pickup. Oh my god. UedSoldier. He's popping up. Again, cripple the economy. Takes down the third. Getting his own. And this means that even if GgMaChine goes for an all-in, he has limited larva. Very limited larva available. He's injecting as much as he can. Trying to build up. And UedSoldier backs off. And this is fine. He's done enough damage. He can back off. If he really wanted to, he could just macro. He could just macro from here. Get a third base up and running. Get a Bay. Work towards Colossus. Into upgrades. Into Blink. If he wanted to. Alas, he's moving out. He's going for the kill. The Immortals have arrived. Now we can fight the Roach army head on. Question becomes, how many Roaches? 15. Soon to be 20. Soon to be 21 even. Army arrives. They knock down the expansion once again. That's going to be another cancel. Cancel on the third. And UedSoldier, he doesn't have to fight. Doesn't have to push in. He's already ahead. He can just back off. But now denying the third. Poking forward. Clearing up creep. Playing with fire. At least a little bit. Ooh, take some bounce to the face. Let's take the vials. More vials. They raise the army. Roach Ravager collapses in. Adepts, they can't really hold their own against this. And again, GgMaChine, he can take this fight. This is best case scenario. He shuts down most of the Adepts. And UedSoldier, he has to get the hell out of here. He has overextended. Again, he did not have to stick around. Saves the Immortals, thankfully. Oh, my god. The juggling. It's crazy. Back at home, building up more Immortals. It should be working towards Blink. There we go. Blink is on the way. Into +1. And GgMaChine is all in. He's completely all in at this point. One way or another, he either kills his opponent or he dies trying. Tries to catch the Immortal. Oh. Immortal gets saved. Nicely done. Roach Ravager heads towards the natural. Jeez, that is 5 Immortals. That's crazy. 5 Immortals to defend. And there's no way. There's no shot. I mean, that's a lot of Roach Ravager, but against 5 Immortals, this should not be enough. Kicking away at the Adepts. Peels off a couple of Roaches. There's an Immortal here on the high ground. And GgMaChine is not gaining any ground. The stoop does lie. Even though GgMaChine is up in army supply, does take down the prison. That should not have happened. Uh-oh. UedSoldier making some mistakes. War Prism goes down. Files, they connect. They take down the sentries. Okay. GgMaChine makes the magic happen here. The boys are being pulled. Immortal goes down. Up! Oh my god. Almost goes down. Yeah, very chaotic defense here from UedSoldier. Very chaotic. But still a defense. It's not as clean as it otherwise could have been, but a defense nonetheless. Blink is done. GgMaChine getting his third base up and running. Still needs more damage though. The Zerg player is still behind. As now that's 6 Immortals. Sorry, 7! Oh my god. 7 Immortals from UedSoldier. The one thing he's missing is the War Prism. Massive Force Fields, Files. They raise the army. Up! Oh my god, massive connections! Gets an Immortal. One Immortal goes down. Once again, a rough engagement here by UedSoldier. Sentry falls to the piles. War Prism has arrived. Now we can juggle. Now we can micro. Again, so far it's been impressive trades here by GgMaChine. I mean, he has been out trading his opponent, true. But the problem is that GgMaChine is all in. Like, the problem is that even though he has a third base now, getting up and running, getting saturated, these trades are not enough. They're still not enough. You can see here only 5 workers at the third. GgMaChine, he still can't quite recover from here. He needs more immortal kills. More vials. Oh. He needs a miracle engagement. Oh. I mean, it's not going to be easy here for UedSoldier to break through any of these bridges. They're quite narrow and very easy to defend. Instead, he rotates. Oh! Catching GgMaChine out of position. Gets through the bridge. At the same time, Roaches, they hit the third, and probes are going down. UedSoldier does have 1 Stalker to defend. Let's go. Probes are falling. There we go. There's a proper reinforcing wave of Stalkers. We'll warp in. And he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. Nice force fields. Locks down the Roach Ravager. Immortals, they pop up. Whilst they do connect. They trigger the shields. But still, the third base goes down for a 3rd time. Back at home, the Roaches, they get 13 probe kills. Very impressive damage. But UedSoldier is still ahead. UedSoldier, he still has a massive army. Jeez, 14 probe kills. That is insane. That should not have happened. The vials! Oh my god, they've rained down on the Immortals. The Immortals are getting low. Very low, actually. So a close fight, actually. The Roach Ravager getting into all the Immortals. The vials! Oh my god, they don't connect. And it looks like UedSoldier barely has enough. The Protoss overwhelms. GG gets called, and UedSoldier will take down GgMaChine and is still our king of the hill. GG. Oh. GG, well played, UedSoldier. He will still take the series here again. We saw that GgMaChine, he was able to take some good fights. He was able to take some very, very good fights and was able to make that closer than it should have been. But still, UedSoldier had a massive advantage from the early game. He was able to cripple the economy, kill so many drones, kill the third base, and again, the Glaveadept builds of UedSoldier did set him up for success. Did set him up. GG, well played. Oh, did I not open up the predictions? 1 moment. 1 moment as I close the predictions here. Yeah, I did have them set up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here we go. And now we're getting ready for our next best of 1. Who's it going to be? Here we go. Oh, here we go. We have our answer here. It's going to be a best of 1 here between a Protoss and finally another Terran. Again, we've only had 2 Terran players in tonight's tournament. It's been HonMonO and Nicoract, but now we have BabyMarine. We've been waiting for him. Let's go. The Italian Terran player, of course. He is the younger brother of Raynor. And he is stepping up to attempt to bring down the King of the Hill. Let's go. Okay. Let's go. Are we getting ready here? BabyMarine, he's like, okay, we play an Abyssal. It's like, oh, wait. You didn't veto. And then UedSoldier's like, well, I veto Abyssal. So where are we going? Where are we headed? What's the map? BabyMarine, mind game succeeded. Let's go. Okay, we have our answer here. It is going to be Whispers of Gold. And again, BabyMarine, he is going to be a strong contender, but I mean, I feel like everyone has been against UedSoldier. We've even seen it in the predictions. Not a lot of faith in UedSoldier, despite that, has been able to bring down both Nicoract and GgMaChine. Has been some very impressive results so far. And let's go. We're getting to our second last best of one of the night. Into our TVP. Let's go. Here we go. As spawning in the top, I have to switch up the names. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Italian Terran player, the blue Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the green Protoss player representing CSO Esports, the current king of the hill. It is UedSoldier. I'll set up his name. There we go. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is time to get your gamba going, as predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as we are setting up for a proxy gateway. Let's go. The pylon, or the probe, is in position to throw down the pylon. So we do see UedSoldier now looking to spice things up here in our next game. Also, I see in the chats, Lorimbo, best Italian Zerg player. True. Lorimbo, baby. Oh, I miss him dearly. I miss him dearly. He streams every now and then, currently, but he's been playing other games. He's been playing, I think, like Asian Mythology a little bit, dabbling in Zero Space. But much love to Lorimbo. Much love. Ah, beautiful. When is he playing in OSC King of the Hill? Shaking my head. As BabyMarine, he's going for an economic opener, single gas, which means a Rax into CC on the low ground, so economic build here by the Terran, which is ideal for the Protoss. So basically what's happening here is that we have a Zealot first. It's going to run across the map. We're going to be reinforcing here with a proxy Stalker and with a reinforcing Adept as well. So Zealot into Stalker into Adept to race across the map, and the goal here to force a cancel. The goal here is to delay the CC, kill the SCV, and force the cancellation on the expansion, and put BabyMarine behind. And maybe even do more damage than that, since Zealot is welding across the map. BabyMarine, he throws down the bunker. Bunker's on the way. Here comes that Stalker and the Adept. Oh boy, we'll see BabyMarine if he can hold on. I don't think the bunker will finish in time. Yeah, the Stalker has arrived. Reactor finishing up. Marines are on the way. And so far, so good for UedSoldier. We'll get the first SCV. Going for the second. CC will not finish. Neither will the bunker. Second SCV goes down. More boys are being pulled. Zealot has arrived. And once again, another worker falling. As this is getting out of hand. 5 SCV kills already. Pushing up into the main. There's 3 Marines to defend. Bunker is cancelled. CC is denied. And the wall's being knocked down. The reactor is under fire. Boys are being pulled. The Marines are falling one after the other. There's 4 Marines left. Down to 3. And this is getting out of hand. Especially because there's more Stalkers on the way. There's more Stalkers coming. Oh my god. Down to 2 Marines. Down to 1. Reinforcements on the way. Reactor. It's going to fall just barely. And this may just get out of hand. It may just get out of control from here. Back at home, UedSoldier is expanding, taking his natural. Widowmine does burrow. Mindshot goes up. That's every Marine falling. That's every Marine going down. There's 1 Marine left. Oh no! And this is game-ending damage. This is game-ending. 11 SCV kills. Getting up to 12. Oh my god. 13, we're gonna get 14. Widowmine will burrow, thankfully, but the Stalkers, they bust into the main. And GG. GG gets called. UedSoldier popping up with the proxy gateway, and he will maintain himself here as the king of the hill. GG. UedSoldier, let's go. Let's go, Papi. Against all odds. Time and time again, Papi. Oh my god. Again, it was last game when I think it was like it was 65% in favor of GgMaChine. Here, 72% in favor of BabyMarine. No faith, Papi. No faith. What's going on? GG, well played. UedSoldier once again against the masses. Wins it all. Let's go. And now there is one game left. One best of one remaining. Who is the next to fall at the hands of UedSoldier? Who's next? Let's go. Oh. As I believe we have the answer here. I believe it's going to be another Terran. Okay. Up next is going to be a bit of an appetizer before Home Story Cup. It is going to be the German Terran player. You know him. We all know him. We love him. It is going to be Moja. Let's go. Again, Moja, he debuted, in a sense, he debuted last Home Story Cup with a very, very impressive performance at Home Story Cup as well. A lot of his matches were very close, and he garnered a lot of fans, a lot of new viewers, being introduced to Moja for the first time. For those who maybe don't know him, for those who did not watch Home Story Cup, the previous edition of Home Story Cup, Moja, he has been a bit of a ladder hero for a long time. He's been a ladder hero on the European server for a very long time. Has been a ladder hero for a long time, but he only recently started competing, only recently started playing in tournaments, even though he's been at the top of the ladder for many years at this point. It isn't until most recent months, most recent year, that Moja has actually stepped into the ring in events like Home Story Cup, in events like OSC. Here we go. That is going to be our final series of the night. The final best of one. You can hear the beeps. And we're loading to, for the first time tonight, Neon Violet Square. I thought Big Gabe, nah. Big Gabe, he's gonna be cooking at Home Story Cup. He's making the pizza. Instead, we have his predecessor here as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. We have a predecessor? The other one. We have the German Terran play. We have the German Terran, the blue Terran. It is Moja. Successor, that's what I was looking for. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the green Protoss player for CSO Esports, the current king of the hill. It is UedSoldier. And spawning. Oh, spawning. Oh, and if you're in the chats, you know what time it is. It's Gamba time, the final time you can predict here in tonight's tournaments. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will be the final King of the Hill of OSC King of the Hill, weekly number 193. Again, so many OSC King of the Hills, but there can only be one king tonight. Only one. So many players, so many matches that we have held. Will it be Moja? Will it be UedSoldier? Once again, I do favor Moja coming into this series. I do favor him, but I also favored BabyMarine. I also favored Nicoract. I favored all these guys. Despite that, UedSoldier, he has persevered. He will not be stopped. No one can stop him. Give him Gabe. Give him Rainer. Doesn't matter. Let's go. As we are going to be setting up here on the low ground. Again, for those that are maybe tuning in for the first time who did not watch back in the day, welcome one and all once again to the Pachinko map. Welcome to the Pachinko map. Let's go to Neon Violet Square. This map was in the map pool back in 2017. So it's been a long time. It's been a couple of years, I mean, a lot of years actually, since this map was in the ladder map pool. Back in the day, of course, this was a renowned and notorious map for proxy Stargate Void Ray. We've seen many a Stargate Void Ray here, and you can see Moja even scouted for good reason. You did see with the SCV, he scouted his own pocket base just in case, as proxy Void Ray was very common here. Not just that, we've seen many a game, it goes proxy Void Ray with shield batteries to lay siege upon this mineral line. It was like, it's been burned into my memory. Just proxy Stargate here on Neon Violet Square. Speaking of, there it is. not quite the way that I expected. Usually it would be proxy Stargate either here in the pocket or right at the gold to lay siege upon the main and set up shield batteries here outside instead. Instead, proxy Stargate outside the natural. And here come the Void Rays. Again, not the execution that we're used to, but the build nonetheless. Here we go. As SCV goes down, delays the expansion. Bunker is up. Void Rays on the way. Now, this is an old school build, and this used to be more meta. They used to... Oh, wait, what? And never mind. I was going to say this used to be more meta. This used to be more prevalent back before the shield battery was nerfed. The shield battery was nerfed though. Nowadays, so back in the day, it used to finish with full energy, which was crazy. It used to finish with full energy, but it was nerfed. Now half energy. Half energy on that shield battery instead. So again, there's less power, there's less potency with this proxy. Likewise, I believe Void Ray production was increased as well, and that over time did kill the proxy Void Ray meta, as it was nerfed quite heavily. UedSoldier diving in, gets a Marine. Marine goes down, but the bunker is done. The bunker has completed. Boys are being pulled to repair. So far, so good. Moja's holding. Nice angle of attack, though, going for the depot. Depot is under fire. Is going to go down. Does supply block Moja. Moja is supply blocked. Forced to throw down that supply, but still supply blocked. Oh, okay. He breaks out. Does break out. Cyclone has arrived. More Void Rays are amassing. Void Rays are building up. Getting to a second Cyclone, getting to Viking production as well. So far, so good for Moja. And the Void Rays, they cut off from the shield batteries. They are cut off. Going into the main. LFC shade in. Viking has arrived. Boys are being pulled. The SCVs are going down. But it's going to be a one-way trip. Void Rays, they can't escape. GG gets gold, and Moja, he will take down his opponent. Good luck in the next game, but Bappy, there is no next game, as Moja is going to be this week's final King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Moja. He will claim the series. He will take it in the end. A shout out to UedSoldier though, because he had a crazy performance in this week's tournament. So little faith in UedSoldier, at least by the chat. But despite that, he was able to overcome all the odds. He took down Nicoract, took down GgMaChine, and he took down BabyMarine as well. So a very, very nice performance there by UedSoldier. And GG, well played. A shout out to Moja, of course, for being the final champion, the final king of the hill, as that was the final best of one. Also, I do appreciate that UedSoldier went for that build just because it was a blast from the past. Even reminiscing. I didn't even notice that he was going for the proxy Stargate, but I was even reminiscing and being like, yeah, you know, PvT was very common to go proxy Stargate Void Ray until it got nerfed into the ground. I think it was, if I remember correctly, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was 3 nerfs. It was the shield battery got nerfed, the Void Ray build time got nerfed, and I want to say there was another one. I want to say there were 3 in total that hit at the same time, directly like targeting proxy Void Ray, which did kind of remove it, as it was quite a popular kind of build and a popular style back in the day. So dark times. But I can't remember the third one. It was build time for Void Ray. It was shield battery, you know, being cut in half when it comes to how much energy it has. And I remember there was like a third one as well. Can't quite recall, but regardless, GG. Void Ray cost. There you go. That was the third one. Void Ray cost. I'm assuming, but yeah. There was 3 in total. And with that, GG, well played. Moja will take it. Again, shout out to UedSoldier for bringing it back for a moment. Again, it is far weaker of a build than it used to be, but I appreciate it nonetheless. The nostalgia, Yeah. And with that, congratulations, and that is going to be us wrapping up here for the night. That is going to be us wrapping up here for the evening. Of course, a shout out to Eddie and OSC for hosting the events, for running it, and for adminning as well. It is not easy kind of bringing together 15 unique players, and actually I can very quickly go over the results as well. My apologies, we have yet to go over the Wikipedia page itself. Let's do so here and now. I do have you covered. Okay, from the top. Bam. From the top, here we go. We have... Oh my god. We did start things off with Krystianer. Krystianer, he went up against Rebellion in the first best of one. Was able to bring him down. And Krystianer, he went on a very nice win streak. And he went on a crazy tear. A crazy result. If you recall, I mean, if you missed out, I recommend the VODs. But I was shocked to see Solar, it has been a long time since he has competed in OSC King of the Hill. I can't remember the last time he did play in it, or if he has in the past. I'm sure he has, but it's been a long time. Solar, he rocked up early on, and he got immediately knocked down. Krystianer, despite the fact that the Immortal has been nerfed, Krystianer, he did flex a very Immortal-heavy build. He went Mass Immortal Archon, went for a very strong, committed 3-base push, and he caught Solo with his pants down. Solo was not ready for it. That was on King's Cove, by the way. Again, I recommend the VOD. And that was a massive, crazy upset as Krystianer took down Solar, took down HonMonO, but he met his match in the PvP. Very intense PvP between ForJumy and Krystianer. This was on Frostline, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was on Frostline. If you remember, this was the game where Krystianer, he had gotten a 3rd base. He was getting into the mid game. He was getting ready for a longer game state. And ForJumy canceled his 3rd and went for a 2-base all-in. He faked a 3rd base, went for a 2-base all-in, and he caught Krystianer with his pants down. Then we had the beginning here of kind of like not even a run of players, but of just a trading of hands here of the crown. As ForJumy took down Krystianer, MaNa took down ForJumy, Gerald took down MaNa. Gerald went on a win streak, but you know, there was a period there where our players were kind of trading bases or trading maps back and forth. Gerald went on his own win streak, of course, taking down Demi, taking down Shameless, went down to Mixu. Mixu poked off, and then we had the kind of final round here where Nicoract went on his own tear, got 2 wins here on his belt, or under his belt, with Mixu, NightPhoenix, and then that's when UedSoldier popped off. That's when UedSoldier popped off towards the end of the tournament, and then Moja had the final laugh, the last laugh, the final win of the night. GG. GG, well played. And again, if you enjoyed the cast, if you enjoyed the tournament, this is a weekly tournament. Every single week there is an OSC King of the Hill. Sometimes we cast it whenever some of the other casters are not available. I believe usually Wardy, I think Wardy has priority here on OSC King of the Hill, but if Wardy is ever hosting his own tournaments, like recently Wardy has been hosting like his November event and the PTR tournament before that, like Wardy's been busy. If he is ever, of course, otherwise preoccupied, then we, of course, can step up and step in and provide some casting ourselves. As usually how things go. Likewise, I believe for the past couple of weeks, Steadfast has been casting the OSC events and the OSC weeklies. So again, plenty of casters do come together to provide that OSC content as often as we can, or as much as we can, whether it's OSC King of the Hill, the mid-season playoffs, or the OSC Rising Star Cup as well. So yeah. With that, GG well played. Again, is a fun, unique format. It is very rare to have these King of the Hill style tournaments, just because it takes a lot of work to organize and takes a lot of work to schedule, just because you need, again, 15 unique players, and you need to have them all ready and have them all ready to go and organize all of that. It's a lot of work. So shout out to Eddie. Shout out to Eddie for making this happen week after week after week. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are done here for the night. If you want to help support us, you can do so via following us on all the social medias. You can follow us here on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings for our social medias. Likewise, you can also support us via Patreon if you wish. You can see there our goal on Patreon. We are working towards our next stretch goal there to boost the prize pool of our tournaments. If you want to help fund our tournaments, you can do so via Patreon or subscribing. However you so please. Meanwhile, our next broadcast here on the channel is going to be the Pondcast. Tomorrow, we're going to be hosting the Pondcast here on the CranKy Ducklings. That is our weekly podcast, our weekly talk show. We have lots to talk about this week. We are going to be going over, of course, the patch that just went live, the new maps as well, the old maps. There's a lot to talk about, and of course, the lead up to Home Story Cup. And most likely, predictions for Home Story Cup as well. So we'll be going over a lot here tomorrow. After tomorrow's podcast, we have Home Story Cup itself. We are going to be the B stream. We are the official B stream or official side stream, B stream of Home Story Cup. We're going to be providing you content for the group stage. So day 1 and day 2, we're going to be live with the group stage. Day 3, we're not. We're just going to be watching from the sidelines, from the crowd, with everyone else watching the playoffs of Home Story Cup. So it is a 3-day event. A lot of StarCraft over the weekend. Make sure you tune in. Quickly double checking here, and yeah, there's a lot of matches throughout the weekend. Jesus, I mean, the group stage is round robin, so there's a lot of matches. A lot of matches in the group stage. Aye. It's gonna be a long day, Pap. It's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds per group. I believe. Yeah, 5 rounds. So 10 best of 3s. Or are they best of 2s? I think 10 best of 2s, Pappy. Aye. Let's go. Per day. So 10 best of 2s, Friday, then Saturday. So gonna be a long one. And of course, it's gonna be featuring plenty of amazing players. Maru's gonna be there, Cyril, Rainer, Ryung, many others. I believe this is Maru's first Home Story Cup. And I mean, it's really fitting for him to go there alongside, of course, the rest of the Vitality boys, because they were just in France. They were just in Paris, or France, I should say. Don't know if they were in Paris specifically, but they were in France. So they can hop over from France over to Germany. Oh boy. So Maru and Ryung are going to be there alongside GgMaChine, alongside Nightmare, and many other players. So yeah, check it out. It's going to be a lot of good fun. It's going to be an amazing tournament, and we'll be a part of it as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you next time. Gracias. My Patreon. Exactly. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we send everyone over to? Also, if you want to tune into my own personal channel, I do stream throughout the week. I stream on my personal channel, light_VIP, light in the chat. I don't have too much time to ladder anymore, but I think tomorrow I should be able to have a ladder session. So tomorrow I should be live on my channel, just streaming, laddering, maybe playing some other games if I have some time as well. I know we have a very busy schedule and busy week, but I try to find some time to ladder whenever I can, and maybe play some Final Fantasy as well. When it comes to who is live at the moment, who can we raid? I know that Lambo is live, Gabe is live as well, but we try to raid some smaller channels to give them some support. We'll find someone. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast, or we'll see you over the weekend for Home Story Cup. Until then, thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time.